July holiday. So I've seen 104 on the docket. Although I will say, take that high temperature 10 days away with a grain of salt, folks. Usually they tend to get a more accurate reading by about next week. So 104. You see 104 on the docket. It's fine. We're going to be fine. Everybody's going to be okay. We also got Clovis Truck. Clovis Truck Center, where you got truck, SUV, or critical overstock situation. That's right. They've ordered an immediate elimination of $5 million worth of Asa in the afternoons at 5 o'clock to 6. We'll have him in all kinds of different topics to discuss with Asa once we get there as well. So looking forward to this. Looking forward to the show getting rolling. Like I said, we go to 6 o'clock. Take you up to Giants pregame tonight. Giants and Marlins starting up a 3-game set, taking on Miami. Used to be called Florida Marlins, if you're a certain day of age. 6:15 pregame, 6:45 first pitch from San Francisco over there. Just another programming reminder, starting right now over on 790, you have the A's and the Tigers matching up. It's a 3 p.m. Pregame right now that's going on. I believe it is the 3:45 first pitch from Detroit. A's and Tigers matching up for a 3-game set before then the A's come out to New York to take on the Yankees in the Bronx after that, starting on the weekend. So that's what we got for you moving on to the start of the show. It's going to be interesting to follow, interesting to watch as far as the NBA draft is tomorrow. We got plenty to discuss as far as that's concerned. But of course, before we get into that, we got our producers in as well. Tanvir is in behind the buttons and behind the board as well for Behind the Bench. Of course, we also got Julia and Amara over there on the video side of things as well as we roll along. How are you guys doing in the producer booth? Tanvir, how are we doing? All right, and it seems like we're moving along, and there's some things going on. Are you guys okay back there? I see a lot of movement back there. We're working on some stuff, so should I hold off on I'll let you guys figure some stuff out here back there, and then I'll let you get figured out. All right, let's dive into the topic of the day. Of course, and the topic of the day is the NBA draft coming up, and that is coming up tomorrow. 24-ish plus hours away from that happening. In the NBA draft, of course, who has the number one pick? We all remember reacting to it live right here on air of the draft lottery, which was the Dallas Mavericks ending up winning the NBA draft lottery and essentially locking in Cooper Flagg for the foreseeable future. We joked the irony of it, the NBA, people claiming it's rigged, people claiming it's not rigged, all that kind of crazy stuff. That was as dynamic of an interesting NBA lottery as we had seen in quite some time. I couldn't believe we got the chance to react to it on live on air when it went down. So it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from there. Of course, I think we have a good idea of where the top few players are going to be ending up after a few picks in. The fascinating side of it is how deep this draft can be, how many impact players can this draft provide. We knew last year was, let's face it, not dynamic in any sense of the word when it came to that. There's a few good players in there, but I'm not saying guys who are changing the landscape of the league. The question is, how many landscape-changing players are in this draft? That is the main question you have to ask in this one. And I think that's going to be an interesting conversation, to say the least, of who gets into that threshold, who gets into that top level there. Right now, it's Dallas, it's then San Antonio, and then it's the 76ers at the 3rd spot, Hornets at the 4th spot, Jazz at the 5th spot, and then you keep going down. Wizards, Pelicans, Nets, Raptors. The Rockets, who then traded this pick to Phoenix. So the Rockets, who did sit at 10, now have sent that to Phoenix, Portland, Chicago, Atlanta, and then 14 at San Antonio. That is your lottery in the first round. So I'll go to, I think we're still figuring it out here as we go along. So as we get back there. But one of the things that is going to be fascinating to watch is where the mid-range kind of talent is going to come from when it comes to that, right? Because where the prospect's going to be at. Right now it feels like I said, Cooper Flagg at 1. Dylan Harper feels like the number 2 guy that's coming in after that. One of the fascinating caveats and one of the fascinating, interesting things that I've seen about that is that Rutgers has a couple of guys, and where was Rutgers basketball, throughout the midseason, that they didn't even have. If they had a couple guys like this, that they were able to be capable of being in the NBA draft. Unfortunately, they're not able to find a way to make Rutgers basketball somewhat of a contender. It's going to be interesting to watch. I got some odds here as far as that's concerned of who's coming in next 3. But, of course, in the uncertainty with number 3, you got VJ Edgecombe. And then it kind of comes into a crapshoot side of things as well.
Get the camera?
Bailey's probably the most.
Come here. Get the camera.
Come of it as well. When it comes to that, he's had some interesting things tied to him as far as the draft is considered. Him being represented. The agency. It seems like it sounds like it's a little bit of a more interesting side of things. Kind of like Shedeur Sanders in a way, from what I've heard, in the same kind of setup in that aspect. But it's going to be interesting to watch what we're going to have to look up here. Like I said, I got a ranking here of some of the top prospects here. But one of the ones locally we want to pay attention to is a guy named Cedric Coward.
Put it on there.
Talking his name a few times here as well throughout this early part of the show. Cedric Coward, of course, is the local Fresno guy, Central basketball player from Central High, and had an interesting journey throughout his time in college to get to this level now, where he said, actually, I'm going to forego going to Duke, which not many people can say they've done, and to see him make this choice and decide, I'm going to go to the NBA draft. Right now, currently, ESPN has Cedric Coward as this 29th overall possible draft prospect. But you could see him go because of his kind of skill set and his kind of measurements that you can see he's got a little bit of a bigger body in a way that can make it happen at a guard position. I've seen him listed at 6'7" in some places, 6'6". ESPN's got him at 6'5", so I don't know if he's still got some growth here. He's a little bit older on the side of things when it comes to a draft perspective, but he's minimal games against Washington State, but the body and the build is there for Cedric Coward, and I find it interesting that he could go to a possible contender here moving forward. Like I said, he's 22 years old, so for people in the NBA draft side of things, his profile would say he's a little bit older in that sense, but he's got some ability. One of the things that he shined at the NBA Combine is his three-point shooting, which, of course, is such a big part of the game now in the NBA, as well as having a guy and a guard that can shoot the three. It showed here in the stats of the Combine, he made 23 of 30 off-dribble shots, eighth among the participants, and 17 to 25 in the star drill. Which was tied for ninth in the Combine as well. So Cedric Coward is, of course, the name we will be paying attention to here in the Central Valley. Of course, there's many other questions surrounding this NBA draft and all of that. Guys, are we good back there? We figured it out? What was going on?
Yes.
You want to update the people if are we on the stream now? Is that what we were trying to get going?
The stream was working. It was just, for some reason, the cord that was connected for our audio right here, it wasn't streaming the audio to live stream. So
okay,
yeah, we got that fixed, switched the cameras up, but yeah, we're good to go for the
all
rest
right,
of the show.
So we're back on the cameras, we're good. So I can officially say we are now streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and,
yeah.
and
I mean, we were already.
But I don't know, people couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, now it's perfect.
Well, hello to the live stream people. Apologies for the audio issues, and now you can hear us, and now I can say like and subscribe, all that great stuff on our YouTube account. All right, I pontificated a lot about the draft in the last 20 minutes and 16 minutes or so. I've said a lot of things. To say this is a landmark draft, I wouldn't say it 100% feels like a league-changing draft as some other drafts, but I'm not saying it's like last year's where I would put it at the bottom of the barrel of impact. There's some impact in this draft. The question is, how deep does the impact go? What would you say, Tanvir, on the impact of where this draft could go?
I think for this specific draft, the top 8 players, in my opinion, are pretty good and can be starters that can make a difference on a roster. I felt like last year we probably had a couple of guys like Zachary Rissache and Alex Sarr who could do it, but you know, I didn't think they were going to be out otherworldly. But now you have players like Cooper Flagg, who I think is going to be very good. Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, the duo out of Rutgers, they're both very good as well. But yeah, I think it's all going to come down to positional need, especially for these teams that are at the top, Mavericks, Spurs, Sixers. I think generally speaking, all three of these teams can get a really good player and be right back in that playoff hunt that they've been wanting since last year. Didn't really work out for them. But yeah, I do like the talent that's on this draft.
Yeah, that's the interesting part of this draft. It's not just the talent that's at the top, but it feels like the rich getting a little richer at the top as well, at least from the Mavericks perspective and the Spurs perspective as well. My mileage varies on what the Sixers are capable of and what they can do, but the Sixers, you can never trust what they have is going to be completely healthy and put together, and they can have a disaster like they did last season. But I'd expect the Spurs to grab their one last guy and then just go for it as we go, and then skyrocket into a West that is as competitive as it can be and will be as we continue to go. The Mavericks are a fascinating team because it's how fast can you press on this gas pedal, knowing you don't have Kyrie Irving for a while. Let Cooper Flagg kind of just be Cooper Flagg for a while this year, and him and Anthony Davis kind of paired up as two guys that kind of feel similar-ish in skill set when it comes to that. I wonder what that dynamic will look like. I'm curious. I think they still need a ball handler in some form of fashion, at least. So, but it feels like an incomplete Dallas Mavericks team, so I don't expect them to contend next year. But at least having that dynamic is going to be interesting. Wizards and Pelicans just made a strange trade today too, so I'm very interested to see what that would turn into. Poor CJ McCollum is just continuing to miss out on playing for playoff teams now.
You see Jordan Poole now.
Jordan Peele, yes.
Jordan Peele, yes. Jordan Poole's going to the Pelicans now.
Yes, I saw that.
Warrior great. I saw a headline from like a New Orleans TV station. It says Pelicans trade C.J. McCollum for NBA champion guard. that was the headline, doing the heavy lifting.
Couple years back now.
Heavy lifting for sure. Have you read up on Cedric Coward specifically? I know he's our local guy from Washington State, late round possibility. We like to grade these guys out as giving them up, obviously a good shot. I've seen him mocked earlier than where his ranking is. He's an interesting prospect, 6'5", 6'6" guard, a little bit on the bigger side, more developed. I wonder if teams are liking the more developed kind of guys that are a little more physically ready for the NBA and the rigors of it. But
yeah, looking at Cedric, I think that for me, he's in that 10 to 13 range in terms of rankings, but where I think he's going to get drafted is probably in the middle, like in the teens, I would say 15, 16, 17. He's got elite efficiency, right? 72% from two-point shooting throughout his college career, and I think he's also a very versatile guy that can fit on a lot of different teams. Obviously, he was D3, moved to Eastern Washington, then went to Washington State, and that he doesn't have the name brand college per se, but obviously he was going to go to Duke.
Well, Duke wanted him.
Yeah, right. So, but he's been soaring in draft stocks over the last couple of weeks, and especially because of his performance at the Combine, right? And so I think that he's a late blooming physical talent that can really get stuff done for any team that picks him up.
He's a guard that can rebound, get inside a little bit. I'm trying to think of a comp for him. I got to watch a little bit more of him. But if he gets taken in this first round tomorrow, he'd be Washington State's first round selection since, can you name it?
Washington State.
Klay Thompson.
Ah, yes.
Yes, back in 2011. So when Klay went 11th overall. So I was wondering if you had it off the top of your head, but no, it's okay. But
we'll answer some more questions later.
Yeah, I guess we got some more coming up. We got a lot of show coming up, but we're just setting the table here. Plenty more to discuss, where we could go, how we can mock this draft out a little bit, and maybe go with some big spots that we would want to see Cedric Coward go. Maybe come up with some scenarios where we'd love to see the local Central Valley guy go tomorrow if he ends up getting drafted at that moment. So, all right, we're just getting started with the show. We're streaming, like I said, right here on YouTube as well, so be sure to tune in over here if you want to see some of the video content, all that great stuff. And we will continue the show coming up, taking a break right here behind the bench. Just getting started here at 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Hey guys, Phil Benotti here to say a big thank you to all that participated in our Student Athlete of the Week program. It has been an amazing year of sports, and we have seen some fantastic achievements in and outside of the classroom. We want to thank all of our sponsors throughout the season, including a big thank you to the Fieldhouse, who is hosting this year's Student Athlete of the Year banquet. Be sure to swing by the Fieldhouse for all their daily food specials Monday through Friday. Student Athlete of the Week will return next season. We look forward to honoring the next wave of athletes in the Central Valley.
Warmer days and special occasions are on the way. Is your wardrobe ready? Jones Cleaning Center has you covered. Fast, reliable, and hassle-free. Use Fresno's only 24-hour self-service pickup and drop-off drive-thru. Drop off by 9 a.m. and enjoy same-day service at no extra cost. From suits to sundresses and comforters to table linens, they'll get it all fresh and ready. Jones Cleaning Center, Fresno's top dry cleaning and laundry service for over 55 years. On Palm, just north of Herndon in Fresno, or online at jonescleaning.com.
No matter the time, morning, noon, or night, Black Bear Diner in Fresno has you covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day just the way you like it. At Black Bear Diner in Fresno, you can count on them serving up hearty portions that satisfy even the hungriest appetites. Plus, the little Cubs can enjoy their brand new Cubs Corner too. So gather your family and friends, bring your appetite, and make it a meal to remember at Black Bear Diner in Fresno, corner of Sean Marty. Black Bear Diner.
My wife and I don't need advice on how to create wealth. We need advice on how we seek to make the most of it. We need help with complex issues like creative risk management and tax mitigation strategies, estate planning to help preserve our kids' and grandkids' futures, and leaving a legacy through a trust for charitable giving. And we'd like to simplify by being able to view all of our investment vehicles in one place. We're looking for all of this in one firm. Bottom line, We're looking for something different.
Thiessen Modern Wealth Management is different. From our innovative software designed to perform detailed analysis and streamlining of even the most complex portfolios, to how our advisors work as a multidisciplinary team to refine financial strategies. Visit ThiessenDuker.com to learn more about how Thiessen might just be the kind of different you need. The advisors of Thiessen Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Whether you're planning a special event or simply craving something new, Lynn's Restaurant Group has a variety of dining options to suit any occasion. If you're in the mood for fine dining, Oisa offers a refined Japanese experience. Looking for something quick and delicious? Ramen Hayashi serves up satisfying bowls of ramen in no time. Craving variety? Lynn's Fusion has an endless all-you-can-eat experience with options for everyone. No matter the occasion, Lynn's Restaurant Group makes every meal memorable. Visit lynn'srestaurantgroup.com to learn more.
Prices on steel and materials are going up, but at Pacific Steel Supply, they're still delivering the best deals in the industry. Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects, Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any competitor's price by an extra 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. With 24/7 service, fast delivery, and the best prices, the time to act is now. Get your free quote today from Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno, Ashland, and Parkway off Highway 99 or online at pacificsteelsupply.com.
The wait is over. Valley Pure presents Crazy Horse, the wild new flower from Cowgirl Cannabis. This isn't just a strain, it's an experience. Ready to get on the wild side? Then saddle up and ride with Crazy Horse. Available now only at Valley Pure. Bold, untamed, unforgettable. Don't just hear about it, live it. Get to one of Valley Pure's 5 locations and grab your Crazy Horse today. Cowgirl Cannabis. Blaze the trail.
Behind the bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno. I'll tell you, I was at dinner last night, and I heard Bon Jovi, like the new Bon Jovi stuff. I'm like, man, what happened to our guy? What happened to our guy Bon Jovi? He turned country, or I don't know what he turned, like folksy, like older people country style music. I don't know what it was. I'm sorry. We lost Bon Jovi in the early 2000s, and I don't think we've ever got him back. So, have you listened to some of the new Bon Jovi?
No, I have not, but we might have to get a missing poster for that guy.
Yeah, it's been rough. No one has ever transformed into the age they actually are than Bon Jovi has in terms of their music. At least Springsteen was Springsteen, and at least who else has just been truly themselves for a while? Why am I Uptown Girl? Who's done it? I'm losing my mind. Billy Joel. Billy Joel's been Billy Joel for forever. Like, right? It's just he's not, So that's what I got. Bon Jovi. I'm sorry, the dude sold out to his older fan base, and now they want like folksy country, like I'm on a drive kind of music. I'm like, I'm over it. Anyways, I had to rant about it because I heard it yesterday out at dinner last night with my mom, and I was just like, really, man, this is what happened to Bon Jovi. Okay, all right, all right. So we have a debut segment we're going to try out here from our great producers. Julia and Amara are sitting at a mic here. I think you can see them, maybe, if you're on the stream. Hello, Julia and Amara. It's the first time you've said anything on the show today, so how are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing pretty well.
Doing really well. All right, so we're going to try this segment called Hit or Miss, and we got to create imaging for it and all that, so we may work on that down the line. So what are we trying to do here with Hit or Miss today on the show?
So essentially, hit or miss is basically some hot takes or some things that we've been thinking about, and then we're going to ask you guys the questions, and then you guys are going to say hit or miss, whether you think you like that or you don't agree with it.
Okay, and so I have a couple sound clips here. I got a trombone sound effect, so I'll play it if I disagree, and I got an applause if I agree. Is that what you want me to do here?
Yeah, so if you guys get it right and it's a hit, then you're going to play the applause
Oh, so
sound.
you have to tell me if it's right or wrong. So this is like trivia.
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone's going to go around and we're all going to answer. And
Okay.
if it's a hit, then you're going to play the applause. And if it's a miss, then you're going to play your little trombone.
Okay, so what for the people who are not watching on the video, why don't you give me a thumbs up if it's right, and then I'll play the sound effect, and then or unless I don't know if Tanvir can play the sound effect for us here, or maybe I can do the hotkeys. Okay, I'll do the hotkeys. Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, and I'll know which one to play. All right, so give us the first one here from this top. Let's go.
All right, hit or miss. Barry Bonds has more career walks than hits.
That's got to be yes. This has to be a hit. This has to be yes for me. I remember watching Barry Bonds for so long. What do we got? Oh, come on.
Miss. He has 2,558 walks and 2,935 hits.
Barry Bonds. By the way, good to bring up Barry Bonds because there's a real conversation around whether his home run record is truly threatened right now in a single season by Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. I'll go on a little quick, just say, yes, is Cal Raleigh going to threaten Barry Bonds' home run record? 73 in a single season. He's currently, I think, at 32 right now.
Yeah, I think he'll threaten it. It'll get close, but I think he'll end up like maybe 3 to 5 home runs short.
Okay. What about you, Julia?
I mean, I agree with that, but I don't think he's going to get all the way.
Okay. What about you, Amara?
I'm in the same boat. I don't think he's going to get it all the way. I don't think anyone's as great as Barry Bonds.
Well, how about this? Barry Bonds had 39 home runs at the All-Star break. That's in 3 weeks from now. Can Cal Raleigh get 7 home runs in 3 weeks? Is that possible?
That I'm going to agree. I think he gets there.
He gets 7 home runs in the next 3 weeks to break the record for most home runs by the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is something that's definitely accomplishable.
Okay. What about you, Amara?
I think it's something that's definitely accomplishable, but I don't know if he'll be able to handle the pressure.
The problem with him, he's a catcher. Catchers get hurt. You know it, Amara. Catchers
Yes, I
can
do.
any moment. Cal Raleigh could take a stray foul ball off his finger, and then he's broken his finger. He can't swing a bat for like 3 weeks, right? Something like that. So Cal Raleigh, he's always in danger of something like that happening to him that could cause him to miss some valuable time if he wants to win the home run derby chase there. So, okay, you got a next one.
Okay, the next one is Fresno State won the 2022 Mountain West Football Championship. Hit or miss?
2022, we did we win? Oh, I'm mistaking 21 and 22 right now. I think we won. We won on the blue in 22. That's right. I remember this. Yes?
Yes, hit.
All right, there we go. I'm only
28 to 16 with Jake Hainer as the quarterback.
I was trying to remember because 21, I was like, we had a good season, but I couldn't quite recall if that was the year. But I think we missed the Mountain West Championship that year. 22 is the wild one where we started 1-4 and then went and won all of the games in a row to end up winning on the Blues. So there you go. It's literally right. And I should have known. I see it on our wall. We have walls with the Mountain West Championship right there. All right, give us another one.
Okay. The Fresno Grizzlies are the AAA team for the Rockies. Hit or miss?
Oh, I know this. It should be a yes. It should be a hit, but it's unfortunately a total miss, right? But I got it right anyway. I played the wrong soundbite, so there we go. I got it right. I'm calling it a miss. I say the womp womp though to that because it should be a AAA. That's a AAA ballpark. Let me tell you.
Yep, but they're a single A team now.
They should be. I'm telling you, I'm going to make a prediction. They're not going to be single A for pretty soon longer. I think they're going to be back up to that AAA level in the next 3 or 4 years. I would bet it. Come on, we're too good to be single A.
Yeah, I could see that happening. There's a lot of talent coming into that team.
What do we got next?
All right. Fresno State's mascot is named Champ.
Oh no, not at all. That's a miss. Do I call it a miss? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a miss.
That's a miss. Come on. There we go. No,
His name is Victory Bulldog the Fourth.
Yeah, Victory the Fourth. Come on, my guy. What's up? Bulldog fans know this. There you go. Come on, Amara. You got to give me some hard ones here. You got to give me some hard ones. All right.
All right. We were actually talking about this earlier in the studio, but
oh boy.
Fidel Uola is a starting pitcher for the Fresno Grizzlies.
Starting pitcher? Now you're trying to trick me because I think he's a reliever. I'm going to say he's a relief pitcher for the Grizzlies, not a starting pitcher.
Yes, that's a miss. He is a relief pitcher.
There we go. You're trying to trick me. I had him so safe. I watched too many Grizzlies games to count to know that Yoel. The only reason I know, and this is a fun fact, my dad does the data casting there at the ball games, and so sometimes when he needs me to pay attention to like who comes in from the bullpen, and Uoa, I don't know how to say his last. I'm going to learn tomorrow. Uoa, I have to tell my dad that's the name, and I have to spell it for him every time he comes out of the bullpen. So, yes, he is a bullpen arm. All right, what do we get? Anything else here, Amara?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Fresno Grizzlies won a AAA national championship. Hit or miss?
That is a hit. I remember they did it when the Nationals won a World Series, and they were the Nationals AAA affiliate. And I also either they did it when they were the Nationals AAA affiliate, or they did it when the Astros won the World Series in 2017, and the Astros were their AAA affiliate. So,
yeah, they won in 2015 when they were affiliated with the Houston Astros.
That's right. Okay, that's what I remember. There we go. So that's a hit right there. I remember that team. I remember Carlos Correa hit the longest home run I've ever seen hit at Chuchansi Ballpark. Carlos Correa, you know that California building that's behind left field? He hit it past it, like on the Fulton. Like, I've never seen a ball hit that far here in Fresno. I also remember seeing Barry Zito try to do a rehab start or like a comeback start for the Nashville Sound, I think, that were coming into town back in the day. So I think Matt Cain also was trying to pitch for the Giants in a comeback gig as well. So what do we got?
Let's see if this one will stump you. The 49ers have won more Super Bowls than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's false because they're tied, I believe, right?
How did you get that?
I know these things. Come on.
Yep, they're tied at 5 each.
Famously, Niner fans hate that fact. Right, Tanvir?
I do. We should have 3 in the last decade, but, you know.
All from the fault of one Kyle Shanahan, right?
Yeah, and Joe Flacco.
Well, yeah. I think Joe Flacco played his you-know-what off in that Super Bowl, but there's some certain other things that I think the Niners were on borrowed time in that Super Bowl, let's be honest with you. But I say this, Kyle Shanahan gets stuck in his own brain sometimes with those Super Bowl runs, and frankly, he may have held you back in a few of those. He got you there, but he may have held you back.
Something was being held.
Okay.
No, I'm playing.
You guys certainly deserve to lose in the Vegas Super Bowl. Maybe the Miami Super Bowl, that was a complete, the one in Miami. So
I'd flip that.
You'd flip that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you got any more?
I have 2 more.
We got 2 more. All right, let's go.
All right. Fresno State baseball has never made it to the Championship College World Series.
Oh, what are you? Come on. We did. Come on. We know this.
Yes,
2008.
They made it in 2008.
You're not stumping me. You're not going to stump me with that. Come on, folks. We know this. And I'll even tell you this. I'll give you an extra little something here. I watched a Bulldog who won that championship pitch in a game against the Red Sox and Giants game last Sunday. And watched him give up 4 runs. Justin Wilson. I love him, but also dude needs to, it's getting a little, I wish he pitched a little bit better in that day. Anyways, you got 1 more.
All right. The Grizzlies wore taco-themed jerseys for taco truck throwdown nights. Hit or miss?
Absolutely hit. They do. Of course, on the taco truck throwdowns. Of course. And they got new ones. Did you see the new ones the other day, the silver ones they had a couple weeks ago? Johnny was sporting one of them. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of the new ones. They look pretty slick with the silver and the red and the pinstripes.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them, but I heard Johnny talking about them, and they sound pretty cool.
Oh, over on Danielle's chair, over her social media person.
Oh,
Danielle's
yeah,
chair.
we were wearing them for TikToks the other day,
so,
actually.
yeah, come on. I gave her that jersey. So, yeah, no, we're going to get that. All right. Okay, that's hit or miss. All right. I think we liked it, right? We're trying it out. It's summer. We're making it work. How'd you guys feel?
Hey, I thought it was solid. I thought it was pretty fun.
Okay. I thought it was a different segment when we were going into it. I thought we were going to, do we agree or not agree? I thought that was going to be but I like the trivia side of things. You were trying to stump me. You got to get a little more, we're going to get a little more challenging on these things. if you want to try
for
to
sure.
stump
I'm
me.
gonna get a little bit more challenging. Find things to kind of stump you with.
Stump the what do you call it? I know there's stump the
Oh yeah, it was that game show. Oh my gosh,
on
I can't
ESPN.
remember
So
now.
in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s, there was Stump the Schwami or something like that, Schwami or something like that. I can't remember. There's literally a guy who was like an encyclopedic sports knowledge guy, and people would
Stump
try
the
to
Schwab.
stump the Schwab, right? And ESPN did a game show where it was kind of like in the side of The Chase. If you ever watched The
Yeah.
Chase, which is like a British show where you have like the super intelligent guy and some normal person's trying to like avoid being caught up by them by a trivia game or something like that, in the same vein, right? In a little bit, you just
Yeah,
try to
right.
stump them in sports knowledge. So I don't know what we call me in the stump the you know what, whatever, stump the Benotti. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I like the idea of a possible segment like that. So, all right, great game. Appreciate it, Amara. Appreciate it, Julia. We'll workshop it and see what we come back with next week. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got Copa Oro to talk about coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Giants baseball is here.
Chapman, it's a drive out to left center field. At the wall, it is gone!
Your home for Giants baseball lives on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
Double play! And the inning is over.
Catch all the action home and away on the Central Valley sports leader. Giants baseball, brought to you by Clovis Truck Center, Fashion Furniture, M Cubed Technologies, Lee's Air, and Clausen Automotive.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International Insurance Group.
That's the kind of relationship we have with our clients. They want to know what's going to happen if they make certain business moves, and we're right there to give them our thoughts and our ideas and our advice.
Hub International. Learn more at hubinternational.com. License number 0757776.
If our clients succeed, we succeed. And I think that's what we work on every day.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
It was 106 degrees. The Johnsons were sweating, and their AC, dead silent. But 2 doors down, the Millers, cool and comfortable. Why? They called Lee's Air for a $99 AC maintenance before summer started. We catch problems before they catch you. Don't sweat the heat. Beat it. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, guaranteed. Call now or schedule at leesair.com.
Roger Dunn has the new Callaway Paradigm AI smoke drivers to take your game to the next level. State-of-the-art technology. They've created the most advanced driver face in the history of Callaway Golf. The AI Smart Face is designed to create a sweet spot, and not just the center, but all over the face. AI smoke drivers, fairway irons, and putters. The AI smoke driver, it's sweeter from every spot. Paradigm AI smoke drivers. Remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
I know how important some of this equipment for the farmers is. Without it, they can't get the job done.
That's Bob Aguirre, Service Manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
My philosophy is get the tractor in and get it out as fast as I can. It's not supposed to be in the shop. It's supposed to be out in the field working.
Pioneer provides quality service for Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson Equipment. Stop by and say hi at our Fresno or Reedley locations, and we'll get your equipment serviced right away.
This is a family-oriented business. It's been great working for Pioneer Equipment.
Visit pioneerequipmentca.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Schaefer with Helena Agri-Enterprises. When it comes to water management, it pays to be sustainable. Resgenix is a water use management tool designed to increase irrigation intervals across a variety of soil types. The easy-to-use polyacrylamide is designed to both increase water retention and infiltration in a convenient liquid formulation that can be applied through irrigation, water, or conventional spray applications with ease. Improve water efficiency and manage every drop with Resgenix. To get more information on Resgenix, contact your local Helena representative or authorized dealer. Always read and follow the label instructions and check registration status before use.
Going, almost gone. That's right, folks. The giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno is almost over. It's the final day. Your last chance to take advantage of these unbelievable deals. The prices return to normal in a matter of days. Extra sales help and parking will be made available to help with the crowd. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. The final days of the giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno. Don't dare miss it.
I want to do a little this day in sports history. Been good to do that from time to time. And one of the big things this day in sports history, let's kick you back to 2010, 15 years ago. Hard to believe that was 15 years ago. It was 2010 was then. But 15 years ago, John Isner outlasted Nicholas Mahut in what would be the longest match in tennis history over at Wimbledon. How about these statistics? 980 points, took 11 hours, 5 minutes, over 3 days because play got suspended because of night and light time. Like the light wasn't allowed at Wimbledon. They didn't have lights then. Play resumed at 59 all, and John Isner won in a set that finally wrapped up the match 70-68. It was the most combined aces between two players, which I think is 216. And it is considered the longest match in tennis history, simply because it was two players that were so bad at breaking serve that it just kept going back and forth. No one could break serve to win this match. It was unbelievable. I may oversimplify the explanation of it, but basically both players were it was very difficult for them to break serve because John Isner, who I believe was 6'8", American tennis player, had one of the most wicked serves out there. Even though he wasn't really good at much else, he was just kind of like a standard, 20th to 15th ranked tennis player in the world from his career side of it. And Mahut was kind of more of a lifelonger kind of French tennis player that was, he's kind of one of those scrapper tennis players, but he makes a good career of it as well. But the break serve, I remember, was so difficult to watch because there was so many guys just not being able to do it between the two. But I remember coincidingly watching this with some of my friends while also preparing to watch World Cup soccer from the South Africa World Cup. And because we were so involved, I was over at my friend's house like every day. I tell you, every day we went over in the summer and watched soccer. And after the final match ended, usually at around, I would say 3 p.m. in the afternoon, our time here in the Pacific, or 2 p.m. And then we would go play soccer at the local field out there. But coincidentally, we were trying to flip between this and the tennis match. The World Cup and the tennis match. And I remember it was just such a dynamic summer, that 2010 summer, watching that match with those things. But I don't know, Tavi, do you remember watching it? 2010's a little bit of time ago, but do you remember that match?
Yeah, I definitely do. That was 9-year-old me watching ESPN every day, looking at the highlights of that. Yeah, as you said, coinciding with the 2010 World Cup. That was my first ever World Cup that I genuinely watched and remembered. And so, yeah, that's always implanted into my mind, that match between Isner and Mahut.
Can you imagine playing any sport over the course of 3 days, 11 hours and 5 minutes total of actual gameplay? 3 days. Like, at this point, you'd be like, call the game at some point. But, like, the willpower and the ability to just try to survive sometimes in those things. I'm curious from the gallery here. I don't remember. I remember playing 5-set volleyball matches when I was in high school, and that felt like it forever. And I remember playing specifically at Antioch High's gym, and Antioch High gym had no AC, and it was like May in the Bay Area, and there was a heat wave. And I remember just seeing colors, and I think my coaches were just giving us mustard packets just to get any sort of something in us for like the 4th or 5th set. I don't remember any much of that match. than just we won.
Losing too much sweating.
Yeah, I was losing it. But it was one of those things. But do you remember any long-standing contests you've been a part of? Is there a game that went really long for y'all? Julie, I'll go with you first, and then Amara, I'll go to you. But like, what's the longest game you've ever played ever before?
I mean, I feel like Amara might have a very similar answer, but for travel ball, we would play 5 to 6 games a day in a tournament sometimes, and I don't even really remember the games at that point. I just remember it was long days.
Long days. What about for you, Amara?
I know for my high school career, the longest game we played was an 11-inning game against Hollister. But I'm talking about the travel ball days. I mean, we played in Vegas when we were 10 in a national championship, and it was 117. We played 5 games back to back, and our cleats melted from the clay.
117.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Tanvir, anything for you? Any marathon sporting events you've been a part of?
Yeah, I was part of a volleyball tournament when I was a senior, and that ran basically the entire day. And I think in terms of games played, I think we played like 5 or 6, 7. It was like between 5 and 8 games that we played that entire day. I don't really have the long type of games like a softball game or a baseball game would. But yeah, that definitely takes a lot out of you.
I hate to seem distracted, but we just have breaking news in the NBA.
Ooh.
Do you want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
We got a trade for Boston. Boston, by the way, just traded Jrue Holiday last night, by the way.
Yeah, for Simons.
Boston, once again, selling off here. Boston and Atlanta and Brooklyn have just finalized a 3-team trade that sends Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks. Terrence Mann and Atlanta's 22nd pick in the first round goes to the Nets, and George Niang and a second-rounder go to the Celtics. So Porzingis to the Hawks. Interesting. So the Celtics are saying we're going to stink next year and try to keep the other two, Tatum and Brown, together, selling off the other pieces, taking advantage of the opportunity of diminishing their ability to probably be a contender next year. But so Porzingis out, Jrue Holiday out. Now that just went down. Interesting trade just happened to go right then there. We'll call it a breaking sports story brought to you by Valley Pure. What do you make of that, Tanvir?
It's definitely a exodus of the aging talent, right, from Celtics. I was kind of surprised that Jrue Holiday was traded, but when I really looked into it, you have Anthony Simons, who's a 19-point-per-game player. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits in, but I think this was necessary for the Celtics. They have their two-headed dragon, basically, in Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is obviously going to be out because of injury, and I think that's also a reason why they feel like, okay, next year probably isn't going to be our year anyway, so we might as well just try and get younger, and then we can get the picks to kind of retool our team behind Tatum and Brown when it comes to 2 years down the line.
There's simply just no point to keeping the veteran contracts if you're just not going to have a contending team next year. If you're kidding yourself if you think Jaylen Brown and a bunch of pieces can make it work as far as an NBA champion is concerned. So why not just wipe the slate clean and just reset completely and get yourself financially set up so you can go attack some free agents the following offseason, get yourself ready. There were some interesting comments from the Nuggets GM, by the way. Did you hear those Nuggets? He was talking about how the scenarios in the NBA are turning into a situation where if you have the wrong guy get injured, they would consider, because of the second apron, they would have to consider trading Nikola Jokic at some point. And just because of the way the things are set up in the NBA and injuries and how you have to guarantee that money to one guy, you can't just trade him away because he's hurt. It's fascinating that even though the NBA has fought against the dynasty per se, because of what we've seen over the last 7 years, sometimes it works against you, especially with now if we're going to see injuries more prevalent in the NBA than ever. How has it in our NBA GMs committed to going all in on cores as opposed to just one player? I'm fascinated by that question.
Yeah, I definitely think that the switch has already been started to be made, right? And I think that the Thunder have definitely shown that there's a way to do it through draft and through underrated pickups that you can build a roster that is very, very good. But yeah, I think you're going to probably see a lot more teams that have one, maybe two all-star caliber players and then just being able to scout and surround that team with the players necessary to win a championship is going to be the interesting part. And I thought Sam Presti's kind of been the best at it over the last couple of years.
Well, I think the intended consequence is equity across the league, having teams that have a guy, at least one, each team has a guy that is like their guy, as opposed to the super team that everyone was afraid of and turning into Durant, Clay, and Steph, in that sense. And so you're trying to force equality through the league based off of the talent that is there. That's why the Lakers are, I'm sure, committed to the Luka side of things and just hoping the LeBron thing will work out next year in that sense. But I don't expect them to see another big-time star come to that team because of the way things work out. But it is fascinating to say, be careful where you spend your money, or else you're going to have to face the trade the other guy. That's why Jaylen Brown is such a fascinating piece to this for the Celtics, because really the NBA is trying to prevent both of those guys being together. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's and the NBA has made it work, right? We've had 7 different champions the last 7 years, so we haven't really had dynasties in the past couple of years.
It's going to be interesting to watch, and we'll see how it turns out. But that's the big news there. Porzingis traded to the Hawks in a 3-team deal. All right. And hour number 1. Sorry, we switched gears there for a second. Hour number 2 is coming up. We'll go over some more topics. Stay with us behind the bench coming up on 1430 ESPN. Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
From the roar of the Bulldog Stadium to the crack of the bat at Biden Field, Fresno State pride runs deep. And so does Precision Civil Engineering's commitment to the Central Valley. Voted 2024's best engineering firm by the Business Journal, Precision Civil Engineering brings your project to life with expert planning, surveying, engineering, and more. Proud supporters of Fresno State Athletics. Go Diamond Dogs. Go Dogs. Visit precisioneng.net today.
It would be a bit of an understatement to say there are plenty of men's clothing brands out there. At Patrick James, we're a bit biased. We offer comfortable, high-quality clothing at very competitive prices. Patrick James delivers impeccable classic looks that keep your wardrobe moving forward in a confident, modern direction. See for yourself online or come into our store on 780 West Shaw to find the style and brands you're looking for at Patrick James.
When it comes to solar, there's no such thing as the average Fresno home. Every home, every roof, every project requires the kind of experience and knowledge you get when you call Donald P. Dick. Call today and ask about the 30% tax credits and flexible financing options from the 12-time People's Choice Award winner, Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning and Solar. Call 559-255-1644 and let Mr. Cool help you drive down the cost of energy.
The wait is over. Valley Pure presents Crazy Horse, the wild new flower from Cowgirl Cannabis. This isn't just a strain, it's an experience. Ready to get on the wild side? Then saddle up and ride with Crazy Horse. Available now only at Valley Pure. Bold, untamed, unforgettable. Don't just hear about it, live it. Get to one of Valley Pure's 5 locations and grab your Crazy Horse today. Cowgirl Cannabis. Blaze the trail.
Are cracked screens or dying batteries slowing you down? Don't fret! Visit Cellfix today for fast and reliable phone repairs. Our certified technicians specialize in fixing all major brands, ensuring your device is back in your hands in no time. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with our warranty on all repairs. Visit us at our convenient location at 6551 North Blackstone or call 559-765-8044 to schedule an appointment. Cellfix, your trusted partner in phone repairs. Get back to what matters. Stay connected with Cellfix.
Going, almost gone. That's right, folks. The giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno is almost over. It's the final day. Your last chance to take advantage of these unbelievable deals. The prices return to normal in a matter of days. Extra sales help and parking will be made available to help with the crowd. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. The final days of the giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno. Don't dare miss it.
Sports fans of the Central Valley,
Are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno is Sports Center.
I'm Nick DeLuca. The Thunder celebrating their NBA title with a parade today in OKC. NBA turning the page quickly to the offseason. The Celtics, Hawks, and Nets finalizing a 3-team trade to send Kristaps Porzingis and a second-rounder to Atlanta. Terrence Mann and the Hawks' number 22 pick to the Nets. Georges Niang and a second-round pick coming back to the Celtics. Porzingis averaged just under 20 points and 7 rebounds per game this past season on 48% from the field around injury. Niang put up 10 and 3 last season. Elsewhere, the Pelicans looking to shake things up after a disappointing year, making a deal earlier today, trading C.J. McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Wizards for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick tomorrow night. Wizards get McCollum on an expiring contract. Will have around $100 million in cap space in 2026. He averaged 21 and 4 per game last season. Poole led the Wizards in scoring last year with just over 20 points per game, along with 4.5 assists per night in 68 starts. In the NFL, Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers telling the Pat McAfee show today he's pretty sure 2025 will be his last season in the NFL. 4-time MVP entering his 21st season in the league, 18 with the Packers, 2 with the Jets. Both those teams on the Steelers' schedule this fall, looking for his first 4,000-yard passing season since 2021 when he won his last MVP, the 4th of his career.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, I'll tell you the biggest storyline I'll be paying attention to on draft night, and hint, it's not Cooper Flagg ending up in Dallas. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on air and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Hour number 2. How we doing on this Tuesday afternoon? Getting set for another wonderful evening. Giants baseball coming up at 6:15. It is 4:03 right on the dot. Hope you're doing well on this afternoon. Staying cool out there, at least for a little bit. Okay, so we had a little bit of breaking news at the end of the previous hour. Like we said, we were talking about some trades that are going on. NBA draft is coming up. We'll discuss it all a little bit more later. I did fail to get to a segment I wanted to get to in the last break. So, of course, I'm going to lead it off here in the top of the hour. This is what people want to hear. Right at the top of the hour is some Gold Cup updates real quick here. So, for the soccer fans out there, that's what we're going to talk about here just for the next, 5 minutes here. So, Copa Oro, wrapping up group play today. Tanvir, Soccer Cup Day. What do we got for today's Copa Oro?
Yeah, so Group B and Group C are both going to play today, and I think we've got some really entertaining matchups going on with a lot of stakes on the line. So in Group B, we have Honduras is gonna play Curacao, and Canada is gonna play El Salvador. Let's just start with the Canada game. They're gonna top the group if they win this game. And they had a weird draw to Curacao in their last game, so they're going to look to kind of bounce back. And El Salvador, I think they've been pretty poor. They still have a chance to advance, but they would need a win over Canada and also a lot of help from the Honduras-Curacao game. So on the other side, Honduras and Curacao, they needed a response from their 6-0 loss to Canada in Vancouver on the first match week, and they did that. They beat El Salvador 2-0. In a pretty good game, and I think they are going to have. Well, they're only 1 point clear of Curacao right now, so whoever wins that game will advance as well, and we will see Honduras go through if there is a draw in that game. And then on Group C, this is the really interesting one in my opinion. Panama versus Jamaica. I think this is going to be the game of the day. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern from Austin, Texas, in Q2 Stadium. Panama heads into this game in top form. They've already secured 2 wins, including a 5-2 win over Guadalupe, I should say.
Yeah.
And Ismael Diaz, I thought, was playing very well in that game. So Jamaica, on the other hand, I think have been very disappointing. They always have a great team on paper with a lot of good players in the Premier League, but they just have not been able to put it together. I think Amari Bell and some guys like Leon Bailey have not been playing to their ability that we've seen them in the Premier League. And Guatemala has a chance as well. They need a win and a Jamaica loss, or they need to, win on GD. So a lot of stakes going on today. I think all these games are going to be very entertaining. So I think that, we're gonna see some good games today.
I want to ask the question about Canada to start here, because Canada felt like the big Goliath of this group, of this whole thing, because of the way they at least started. But do you think the distractions around what has been, quote unquote, the investigation or whatever it was, they were looking into it, or do you think Canada has simmered down from what they've started off this tournament, or what is the real Canada we're seeing here? Is it the one against Honduras, the one against Curacao? Like, what is the mystery with Canada right now?
I think Canada is going into this tournament. You could clearly see that they have probably the best high-end players in this tournament. You can make a case for a guy like Chris Richard from the U.S., or a Raul Jimenez from Mexico. But I think guys like Jonathan David and Oluwaseyi both being up top was an indicator that this Canadian team might actually be able to win a continental tournament for the first time. This is unprecedented territory. They still have not won since, I believe, 2000. They haven't won a Gold Cup or a Nations League. And for a country that is looking to become a part of the Big Three in the North American region, they're going to need to win this. So what I see from this Canadian side is they have a lot of top-end talent, but their second and third string players are just not that impressive, in my opinion, and kind of are indicative of what Canada has been before the 2022 World Cup, where you have some technical players, but they're not really going to change the game per se. So I think they're going to have some good performances from their top end guys like a Jonathan David, or else you're not going to be able to get that championship that you've been wanting. And Mexico and the United States have both been playing well in this tournament. So regardless of opponent, right, they're going to have to do an unprecedented thing in this tournament. I think they have the players to do it, but it is a little concerning how they drew against Curacao. And honestly, they should have lost that game.
Yeah. Let me ask you an interesting question. Is the Gold Cup champion playing today?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I would bet that either the United States or United States or Mexico would win over a Panama or a Canada. I think Panama has also been very impressive. They've had a couple of wins over the USA over the last couple of tournaments, and they're definitely a thorn in our side, but thankfully if they win today, they're going to be on the opposite side of the bracket. I think that we're going to probably see either the United States or Mexico win again, if I had to choose. But yeah, those are the top four contenders going into the quarterfinals.
Trying to find the betting odds of who can win the Gold Cup here in front of me. I don't know if I can find it here lately. Well, let me see. Do I got an overall? Come on, give me something. Can I get to the overall? Who's going to win the whole thing? Can you pit? Is there a path for Costa Rica? To me, I feel like Costa Rica is a fascinating team just in the way they've taken care of business, at least in the 2 games they had. They fought hard with Mexico, even though, like you said, Mexico had kind of the game in hand. Is there a path for Costa Rica? Because I always get a little worrisome of Costa Rica's ability.
Yeah, Costa Rica was kind of that 4th team in this continent, actually the 3rd team in this continent during the 2014 and 2018 eras. In 2018, they were honestly better than the United States, but they've kind of had that old guard kind of go out of their way. So now they're having this new guard come in, and they are a very dangerous team offensively for sure, but they are losing Manfred Ugalde to yellow card accumulation, as I said yesterday. And I think that's going to be the reason that they're not going to advance from this quarterfinal. I think if Manfred Ugalde was there, I think I could give them a chance, but also looking at the bracket, you are facing the United States. And even if you get past the United States, you're probably going to play Canada in the semifinals. And then on top of that, then you're probably going to play either Mexico or Panama. Panama, who has absolutely spanked Costa Rica over the last couple of matches against each other. So I think that you may have had a chance had Ugalde been there, but right now I just think it's a little too tough for them.
Let me see. I don't think we have futures yet because I was looking for future odds, but I think I'm only getting group winner future odds. So I don't think I have it until I think we may have to look at it tomorrow to look at like who truly is got the Gold Cup opportunity to win. So we'll see those odds when I'm assuming they're waiting until the bracket is set, so then they can know where to set the odds for that, as far as that's concerned. So there you go. All right. If that's what we got on the soccer, that's what we got as well from the Gold Cup there as well. I know there's other soccer going around, but I can only take one tournament.
And I prefer international to club, but yeah. Club
That's where
World
I'm
Cup
going
to.
Club feels like that club one feels like a money grab to me. It just feels a little money grab.
Yeah, it's new. That's a new 32 team format. A lot of people have been against it. Me personally, I wasn't really feeling it when it first started, but I've seen some of the games that have been going on over the last couple of days, and it has been very entertaining.
Okay. I want to switch gears here just real quick. Another news story brought to you by Valley Pure. The San Jose Sharks will have a man enter the Hall of Fame, the NHL Hall of Fame, Hockey Hall of Fame, excuse me. And that is Jumbo Joe Thornton, announced today as he is part of the selection, maybe considered one of San Jose's most iconic NHL players in their history, in their team history. Of course, the famous trade where he gets sent from Boston to San Jose in the winter of 2005, November 30th, which basically changed the progression and perception of the Sharks franchise into one that became winners, even though there was winning ways before it. But Joe Thornton suddenly became the guy for the San Jose Sharks. If you want to look at from when he joined the team to when he left in 2019-2020, no NHL team accumulated more standing points than the Sharks had, and only the Pittsburgh Penguins won more regular season games than the Sharks did in that period. And by the way, the Penguins only won one more game than the Sharks did in that period, if you want to go in that side of things. Joe Thornton, known for his ability, his size, his strength, his ability to get to the dirty areas, his ability to pass, one of the best out there. He is only the third player in NHL history of back-to-back 90-plus assist seasons in the NHL, joining Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. Ever heard of him? So Joe Thornton, clear and evident Hall of Famer. He got his number retired for the San Jose Sharks this past year as well. Just love the energy from the guy. If you haven't seen Joe Thornton, the player, certainly Joe Thornton, the person, is the guy you want to get to know as well. And he is one of the all-time good guys in sports when it comes to that. So just wanted to give a shout-out. Special congratulations. Joe Thornton is in the Hockey Hall of Fame, representing the San Jose Sharks. Just an unbelievable career. And I am happy to say I've had the pleasure growing up watching Joe Thornton play hockey, and certainly would love to see more players like Joe Thornton litter this league, the NHL. So congrats to Joe Thornton there. All right. Just wanted to make that remark there for a quick sec. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more NBA draft, maybe go over some odds because that's fun. So we'll talk about that coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Are you tired of waiting forever for your prescriptions? Grizzly Pharmacy is here to tame your healthcare needs. We fill most prescriptions in 15 minutes or less. We're always accepting new patients and enjoy free delivery to your home or workplace in Fresno or Clovis. Our expert pharmacists provide personalized consultations, therapy management, and COVID-19 testing. We accept all major insurances, including Medi-Cal, Blue Cross, and Optum Rx. Visit grizzlypharmacy.com/Fresno.
Whoever it was that said rainy days are followed by rainbows and pots of gold definitely wasn't in the raisin business. Rain in the wrong place at the wrong time can be a disaster, a crop disaster, and a financial disaster. In short, it can mean there's no payday for all of your labor. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be that way. The solution? Crop insurance for raisins. Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist, has been writing raisin crop insurance for over 40 years. Bowman & Associates is one of the largest crop insurance agencies in the state and the nation. Call Roger, Kent, or Quinn Bowman today and let them design a policy customized to suit your individual growing needs. Time is running out to purchase raisin insurance. With the unstable weather patterns and the current low premium rates, now is the time to call Bowman & Associates at 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, the crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
It's crunch time, and KFC's got the winning play. Right now, grab a 10-piece bucket of the Colonel's hot, crispy fried chicken, thighs, and drumsticks for just $15.99. And if you're planning on feeding the whole team, make it a meal with sides and biscuits for just $10 more. That's big-time flavor without blowing the budget. So, whether you're watching the big game or feeding your starting lineup, this bucket brings home the W. No errors, no drops, just finger-looking good chicken from KFC, where every bite is a game changer.
Need cash? If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Clausen Honda wants to buy your car. If it's running, we want your late model Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, Subaru, Acura, or Honda. Just call Clausen and ask for our VUP to schedule your appraisal appointment. In just 10 minutes, you'll get your cash value quote. Yes, we are eliminating the hassle of getting rid of your used old car. So if you're ready to sell, we are ready to buy. Call Clausen Honda of Fresno today. If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Get cash for your car. Clausen Honda.
My husband and I have worked hard to generate wealth. Now we want to enjoy it, not work hard to manage it. We have to log into too many websites and call too many people to keep track of everything. We want to simplify, view and manage our assets in one place, and make one call if we have changes or questions. We're looking for an experienced financial advisor who can give us that and keep a watchful eye on our money while we're tasting wine in Napa or Paso.
Sounds like you're looking for Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management. Our technology allows you to see all your accounts and how they're doing in one place. And our advisors are well-versed in helping clients in your position. We can even coordinate with your CPA and tax attorney to help keep them on the same page for you. So the only call you'll have to make is Napa or Paso. Visit Thiessen-Duker.com to learn more about Thiessen-Duker. We look forward to hearing from you.
The advisors of Thiessen-Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Cooper Flagg would be 8 days older than LeBron James was when he was drafted first overall in 2003. Tanvir, you want to guess the next three guys after Flagg would be in terms of age? 18-year-olds. The only other 18-year-old guys that we had drafted in NBA history.
18-year-old.
Yeah.
Is Fultz one of them?
No, Marco Fultz is not in this top five if we include Cooper Flagg. So, they all happened in the 2000s. 2004, Dwight Howard was 18 years old and 198 days. 2019, Zion Williamson, 18 years old, 350 days. And then 2020, Anthony Edwards, the number one pick, 19 years old, 105 days old as well. So there you go. So Cooper Flagg is, I would say, the consensus number one. No shock, no surprise here at the top, right? We would say. And Dallas gets a piece that just makes a lot of sense for them. Everyone joked about them maybe trading the guy away, which would just be the ultimate it's just something move from Nico Harrison. But I think they are going to keep Cooper Flagg and have him for many years. Knock on wood, Dallas fans, as you say that. That's what I thought we said with Luka Doncic. But consensus number one, what makes him can't miss? Because I think a lot of people hear the name Cooper Flagg. We watched him in the tournament. Of course, Duke comes up just short from a title. But what would you say makes him the most can't miss for you, Tanvir?
To me, I think it's his elite defensive versatility. He's a 6'8" guy with a 7-foot wingspan that can basically defend 1 through 4, in my opinion. I think against like bigger centers, maybe like a Nikola Jokic, he'll have a little bit of trouble because he is, I'm going to say, he's not wiry, but he's more wiry than he is like big, right? And so I think that's his biggest plus for him being the number one. Also, I think he's got some high upside on the offensive side of the ball. I think that he's great in the mid range. I think that he can shoot the three if he wants to, but he's mainly used in that mid range and low block in order to get points for a team. And I think working off of Anthony Davis, who can kind of take the big guy out, and him being able to work on a smaller power forward can really open up things. I think if Kyrie Irving was healthy, you could have probably convinced me that the Mavs could be, a underdog contender for the championship this year. Somehow, some way, Nico Harrison has been, blessed with this pick. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about Cooper Flagg.
You only get so many bullets in the chamber per se, and Nico Harrison somehow found another one with this Cooper Flagg pick. And Dallas is going to be, yeah, you're right. The defensive side, the Dallas, didn't they just re-sign another guy?
They have Derek Lively there.
Yeah.
I believe Gafford is still there.
Gafford signed an extension, right. I think I saw something like that. So they're committing to Gafford. I think they're committing to interior defense. They're committing to size. They're committing to some idea of shooting from the big men as well. Because Cooper Flagg can hit from the outside as well. He has offensive presence there, but like you said, interior defense, this ability to drive inside that a lot of teams look to go to. I'm curious what happens if you put him in space and run him a little bit, put the pace up a little bit, what this Mavericks team could look like. But I think the body looks fine for Cooper Flagg in transition. I'm not too worried about his ability to be in transition as well. He's shown that. So the matter is, are we really going to let 6'8" Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis be primary ball handlers on this team? Or what's like a low-end point guard you could grab? That's the other thing of it.
Yeah.
That could just be a guy who facilitates the offense. I almost sit there and think, like, if he wasn't hurt or if he's got one more year, but I think he's still stuck in San Antonio's roster. Chris Paul would be a fascinating name.
Mm-hmm. Cam Thomas is a guy that, maybe not from a distribution perspective, but from just a straight scoring perspective, I think he can definitely do some things. But I think they definitely need a distributor at the point guard position. So, yeah, I don't know who that guy would be. This is where I was like,
if Rajon Rondo was 15 years younger, I'd be sold on it. Right? That's where, you know what I mean? Like, that's just where I'd be. All right. What about your Spurs, right? Because it seems like the favorite will be Dylan Harper. He's a minus 5,000 right now to be picked number 2 overall. It seems like that's going to be locked in as well. So what do we know about Dylan Harper out of Rutgers?
So, first of all, I thought that Ace Bailey could have been the better pick for the San Antonio Spurs, in my personal opinion, because you already have a De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. I know Steph's a little bit more of a shooting guard, but now due to the reports that are coming out, I would definitely just pick the best guy on the floor or in the rest of the draft. And I think that Dylan Harper is clearly the second best player in this draft. He's 6'4", he's got a 6'10" wingspan. He's a great combination of strength and size and great passing instincts with advanced scoring. So I think this guy's the total package when it comes to a guard, a bigger guard, right? And I think that he can handle the primary ball handling duties. Obviously, Chris Paul is probably not going to be on this roster long term. So having a two-headed dragon like a De'Aaron Fox with a Dylan Harper, and then you still have Steph Castle, I think that presents the Spurs with having a trio of guards that can really trouble a lot of defenses. And by the way, you have Victor Wembanyama literally standing there ready to either shoot a three or just dunk on anybody with his 7-foot-plus frame. So I think it's a good pick if Dylan Harper does go to the Spurs. I just thought that maybe a forward could be better in terms of a fit.
Why did Rutgers not win many games? That's always it's like I look at the Markelle Fultz thing, and I look at he was the can't miss prospect apparently, and then Washington didn't win many games, or Ben Simmons who at LSU, and Ben Simmons was like this can't miss prospect, and LSU didn't get to the tournament, and that's get me out of that binary thought. Like why should I trust a guy, and plus Ace Bailey also who could be following him right there next in the draft? Why should I trust these guys who played on a horrible, or not a horrible, but didn't make a tournament with this Rutgers team if they are so talented? Like, what makes sense to me?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a concern to have. But I just think that these two guys, especially just from high school, these guys were both high-rated prospects. And then going into college, I mean, both of the guys had good performances throughout the entire season. They also played in the Big Ten, right, which is a pretty tough conference in terms of basketball. Yeah. I'm not going to say that the rest of their roster was sufficient in terms of getting to the tournament, but I still do think that they had the players there to get that roster or tournament run. I just think that sometimes when you get two alphas on a team, you start to get to the point where it's not a team-oriented play, and there's no team-oriented play for the team going into the later stages of the year. And that's why I think college basketball being such a team-oriented sport, it kind of works against guys that are high blue-chip guys that don't really have the rest of the roster around them.
I know this is going to sound the dumbest thing ever, but I'm looking at pick 3, and I'm like, okay, who's going to sound like more of a superstar to me when it comes to this? Here's what we got left. VJ Edgecombe, Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson, Con Knipple. If I simply said, if I'm going to hear and imagine a superstar's name be in this draft, it's Ace Bailey to me, or Trey Johnson. To me, that would go right here. I don't know why I don't love VJ Edgecombe. I'm sure he's got a great profile. I'm looking at it. He's a guard, a little taller version of a guard. He's young, coming out of the Big 12, out of Baylor, and he gets active on the defensive end, which you need in this NBA. It's literally the blueprint of what you saw with what the Thunder were able to do in their guard situation. But tell me why the Sixers feel like they're going to go after Ace Bailey here. I think this is where I would expect him to go, even despite all of the commentary and the stuff surrounding it, and the vibes of Shedeur Sanders-ish kind of feeling around Ace Bailey a little bit, because he's representing himself in some form or fashion through the agency. It just feels like it's all noise, and I feel like this is the player they need to draft at Ace Bailey.
Well, I think for the Sixers, Ace Bailey would be perfect, but yeah. I just don't know, due to that, all the surrounding aspects of it, if he is going to number 3. I personally have him going number 6 to Washington. Mm-hmm. I think what I kind of see, well, first of all, let's talk about the player, right? I think he has great tools, and his scoring volume is very good as well. And
great three-pointer.
Right. So he's a big athletic wing that can get you buckets, and that's always needed in this league, right? My thing is, I think that where you kind of see him being mocked is teams that he can excel on solo. Maybe he can get that bigger contract coming out of that rookie contract, which he's probably going to lose $10 to $15 million if he drops from like a 3 to like a 6. But yeah, I think the player himself, I think he's got elite tools. I just don't know if the surrounding aspects is going to get him to 3 with the Sixers. But yeah, I have the Sixers taking VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor as well.
But I'm trying to think of like, and if I built my basketball team, like I know I'm like I am uber reliant on the idea of having any semblance of what Embiid is in this scenario. You had a great flash in Jared McCain, who was I think for a month and a half he was front runner for Rookie of the Year at some point there. I could see him being like kind of the guard point kind of situation for him and kind of facilitating a like tiered level of talent as you go through the roster, the long wing with Ace Bailey as a 6'8" guy who plays that kind of forward side of things and see if he can be kind of a defensive side of things and have McCain kind of be the primary ball handler and have Embiid kind of switch in that situation as well.
Still got Tyrese Maxey.
That's just where I'm like trying to find the fit and just trying to say, you're right. I think we both agree Ace Bailey is the fit. It's just a matter of, are you willing to spend that much? Or do the Sixers move back a spot or two or do the NFL draft kind of thing and say, hey, Washington, you want to move up to get Edgecombe or, New Orleans or anybody who wants to be willing to pay the premium to move up to the guy that they want and think they can get Ace Bailey down a little bit further. I'm just curious if there's going to be movement in that sense as well. So we'll see. I'm trying to find the other there's not many more odds as far as the rest of the draft picks, but it's going to be interesting to watch. I want to quickly, I don't know if we have to really sit here on the Lakers side of things. Lakers only have one pick in in the draft, and I believe it's in night 2. So the Lakers aren't going to have that reaction I had last year when they went and picked Dalton Connect, which at the time I still defend it. I still defend the pick. I think the pick's not too bad. Lakers get the 55th overall pick this year. I don't see them moving back into any scenario, so it's going to be interesting to watch. The Warriors, of course, lost their pick to Miami from the Jimmy Butler trade. Sacramento is in a world of hurt, as we know, so they don't have a pick in this upcoming draft. Lastly, a little bit of Cedric Coward, and we're going to talk to Gabe Camarillo coming in here talking about Cedric Coward as well and what he could possibly do in this NBA draft. Quick couple spots we could look at for Cedric Coward in this late first round, possible mid first round option for him that would make a lot of sense. You could see like a low stress situation, like a Brooklyn kind of work for him a little bit in that 19 spot for me. Minnesota's intriguing, just in the sense of what Minnesota needs, which is they were horrible at shooting, right? If we recall,
right,
in their 3-point range. If Cedric Coward is that kind of physical kind of wing pseudo bigger guard that can shoot a 3 and be a guy that can be a defensive body for them, Minnesota to me would be the most fascinating team in that mid-range first round pick if I had to pick a team for Cedric Coward to go to.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking at in terms of efficient shooting, which Cedric Coward has and which team needs it, me personally, I think I'm going to go with Memphis. They lost Desmond Bane, who was a big piece of their offense, one of the best shooters on that team. John Morant is coming back, Jaren Jackson Jr. You can get a guy like that at 16. I think that can work wonders for them. But I also agree with you. I think Minnesota is the other team that definitely fits. And I think you have a little bit of a young core brewing there. You know, you had Dillingham last year. You get Coward this year. I think they could definitely be in the spot to make some deep playoff runs in an already stacked Western Conference.
Absolutely. So plenty to still discuss here. Of course, the draft coming up tomorrow. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to get Gabe Camarillo in here on the show. Stay with us. Behind the Bench rolls along here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Get your day started with Rich Eisen.
The Red Sox have a generational talent, and eventually, for whatever reason, it falls apart, and they send him to California. That seems to be the MO. The Red Sox trade their 28-year-old, 3-time All-Star with...
Hello, this is Gabe.
Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
Sports fans, whether you're gearing up for your next adventure or simply searching for the perfect ride, Ed Dina's Auto Center has you covered. Now, let's hear from the 2018 Mountain West champion, Marcus McMarion.
Hey, it's Marcus McMarion. At Ed Dina's Auto Center, they'll make car shopping as smooth as a game-winning play. Whether it's a truck, SUV, or the car of your dreams, their incredible team is here to guide you every step of the way. Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba and now in Visalia off Mooney Boulevard. Online at eddinasautocenter.com.
They say when you do one thing long enough, you get to be pretty good at it. Locally owned businesses led by multiple generations of family learn early on about the value of customer service. Of course, having great products, especially in the world of technology, is a clear advantage, but nothing is more important than making customers your number one priority. My suggestion for the right company for digital office technologies and services is CBM, California Business Machines. With offices in Fresno and Visalia, this top-tier Kyocera dealer has led the category, not only in technology, but with customer service. When you partner with CBM, you're aligning your business with a premier, nationally recognized company. Since 1953, CBM has been helping Valley businesses manage, change, streamline, and control their expenses. In fact, California Business Machines pioneered the 3-cent color copy, and I'm sure they'd love to tell you more. Call 225-5570 or check them out online at cbmsolution.com.
Here, ending the hour with a interview with Gabe Camarillo, who's on the Lee's Air Hotline with us. Gabe from KMPH. Gabe, how we doing on this this lovely Tuesday? How we doing?
I'm doing great, and it's very much an exciting week for a lot of basketball fans in town because you watch Jalen Green play for the Phoenix Suns now, and you watch A.J. Johnson play for the Washington Wizards, but now we'll get to see Cedric Coward, another Fresno native, play for an NBA team after tomorrow night. We'll know which team.
I know it's an exciting time, of course, for the Central Valley to see another representation in this. And Cedric Coward's an interesting name, right? Because I think if you asked, 3 years ago, you'd be like, he wouldn't have even thought of the idea of an NBA draft possibility. But now the dude's deciding between Duke or the NBA, and here we are. He's a day away from hearing his name called. What do you think of that from the perspective of where he was when he left high school?
Well, after talking to his high school basketball coach yesterday, I asked him, did you see this coming? And he said that the three-point shooting that he watches today as opposed to 4 years ago is different. Because in high school, when he was at Central, Cedric only shot threes at the top of the key. Like, that was his spot. So, like, if you're game planning, you take away that three-pointer, and he had nowhere else beyond the arc. Now you watch him and his film at Washington State or Eastern Washington, and he is shooting from every spot on the floor. So that's obviously something that NBA teams like. But what they really love, Phil, is something that I think he was just born with, and no one really noticed until he's been put in the spotlight. That's his arms. His arms are so freakishly long. Like, just watch him guard. Go on YouTube, look up Cedric Coward film, and not just watch the buckets he scores, but watch the defense he plays. Like, it's really discouraging if you're a ball handler and you're trying to get past this guy, but his arm is reaching out from hand to hand, 7 feet 2 inches long. Like, you're not going to be able to get past that. And so the perimeter defense, the improved three-point shooting over his college career, that's why this guy is a totally different type of player than he was 4 years ago.
Yeah, certainly transformed from that and using the assets that he has. And, of course, we just watched the Thunder win this NBA title and seeing the amount of turnovers that happen in this NBA Finals and the amount of ability for players to get their arms into these situations, be able to get off the steal here and run the other way, hit a three on the back end. Cedric Coward seems like he is a player you would build for this era of the NBA, which is what the Thunder were presenting, which is speed, turnovers, and the three-point on the other end or running on the other end. It feels like Cedric Coward fits this era of NBA really well.
In the positionless era, too, right? Like 10, 15 years ago, I don't think Cedric Coward will be as valuable to an NBA team as he is in today's league because he's going to guard the point guard. He's going to guard the power forward. He can guard multiple positions. And because of his size at 6 feet 6 inches tall, I think he can be a two guard for the Portland Trailblazers at 11. He could be a three guard for any other team as well. So because of that versatility, I should also mention his ball handling. Watching the film, he's made a few passes that are very impressive, point guard-like passes. So he could also bring a ball up the floor. It's just the versatility, I think, is the biggest trait, and it's something that he developed throughout all of his college years. In high school, he had the scoring ability. He averaged about 17 points a game. He carried Central to the state championship game his senior year. They lost to modern-day Catholic. But the truth is, I think the three-point shooting improving the way it has raised him up a level. That and just him naturally growing into his body. Like, he was 6'4", 180 pounds in high school. He's added a few inches to his height. He's added some muscle to his frame. So that's what makes him a more appealing recruit than 4 years ago, because Duke wasn't offering him 4 years ago. Nobody was offering him 4 years ago. And that's what makes the story so fascinating. Why did this guy have to go to Division III Williamette 4 years ago, but now all of a sudden he's wanted by multiple NBA franchises and Duke and Kansas and every other college that offered him this past offseason? What's the explanation? That's what I keep getting asked.
I know that, and I don't know if you say the running theory of just simply he grew. Is that what it is, or is it simply he just got better at basketball? I don't think both are exclusively the single reason why. I think of other players that kind of progress through this level as well. College allows you to see these guys develop into prospects. I think of when I was in North Dakota days, a guy named Grant Nelson, who I think a lot of people who watch NCAA basketball know the name Grant Nelson from Alabama. But this guy was Devils Lake High School in North Dakota. No one had a sniff at him. He was 6'10". He barely walked on at NDSU, and then suddenly he is becoming the darling of March Madness when Alabama went to the Final Four, and now is the prototype of the American Wemby, basically what people are saying. And so it's like weird things like that happen in basketball where you start getting the playing time, you start getting the progression, and sometimes the NBA comes knocking just because simply you just grew into this spot as opposed to whatever you are, which is what Cooper Flagg is at number one, which everybody knows what his productivity is. But it's fascinating to see the different journeys in that sense. And Cedric Coward's going to be a fascinating case if he becomes a success in the NBA.
I think also he's a victim of where he played and when he played high school basketball. So where he played high school basketball, Fresno. Jalen Green left Fresno as a junior in high school to go to Prolific Prep in Napa. So he didn't even finish his career in Fresno because the competition level here, he was leaps and bounds ahead of it. Same for A.J. Johnson. He left after his freshman year at San Joaquin Memorial. According to himself, he said he left because he wasn't getting tested enough. So Fresno has this, despite all of the alumni that come from the city, like Quincy Pondexter and the Lopez twins, according to some of the coaches I've talked to, they believe that Coward was overlooked because of Fresno. Like, Fresno doesn't have a ton of 7-footers. We maybe had one the past decade, and that was Braxton Mia, if you remember that name. So it's hard to play in Fresno and get respect. This is going to change that, I think, because people are going to ask themselves what I'm getting asked by other people. Like, how did Cedric Coward get overlooked? And then the other part of why he was overlooked, not just where he played, but when he played. His senior year was 2021. We were still recovering from the pandemic, but the pandemic shortened his basketball season in half, and it took away a lot of opportunities because what happened for the college teams? They gave their players an extra year of eligibility, less scholarships to go to the high school kids. And also the transfer portal just got started that offseason, so that also took away maybe a spot that Cedric would have otherwise gotten. He had to go to Division III Williamette to get his college start, and then he was able to go to Eastern Washington, and he met a really good young coach by the name of David Riley, who took him with him to Washington State last year. And I just think it's an example of success being when preparation meets opportunity. Cedric did not get that opportunity when he was out of high school, but he stayed prepared, and he's always been a smart kid. He's always studied film religiously, and he's always worked out and trained and practiced that jumper before practice, after practice, wherever he's been. So when he was finally presented with the opportunity, he was prepared. And my favorite Jeff Tedford saying, when preparation meets opportunity, that's when success happens. And that's why Coward's been successful, because when he finally got this opportunity, he rocked the NBA draft combine, and he shot up these boards for a lot of teams.
You make a good point on the COVID side of thing too, and I wanted to point that out as well, because that if you think back to the 2020 NBA draft, there's a lot of missteps, including Tyrese Halliburton going as far down as he did, and scouting in general when it came to the NBA. Now we're seeing it in the same vein of we really didn't know what kind of things we had in the prospects that came into college, and like you said, it was a logjam to say the least when it came to the talent that came through, because there were so many unknowns, and nobody had a chance to go see people in person. It was everybody locked in where they had to go, and it was all tape. And did you really know about a player if you only saw tape, right? And maybe that was the effect of it with Cedric Coward, is like, well, Williamette saw their tape, and they took a chance on him. And now Cedric Coward saying, no, actually, I'm okay. I don't need to play for Duke. I'm going to go try the NBA draft, which is just a crazy statement, to say the least.
I mean, that list of teams he had that wanted him in college, Kansas, Duke, it's just insane that all those colleges wanted him this past offseason, but they didn't know who he was probably a year ago or 2 years ago. It's just that kind of typical underdog story that Fresno loves. It's like, oh, you didn't want me then, so why do you want me now, right? You almost want to say that, but I guess Coward kind of said that when he decided to go to the NBA instead. It's just going to be fascinating, too, to see where he lands because, as I mentioned, Portland's right there with the number 11 pick. I would not be surprised after they moved off of Anthony Simons if they went for another two-guard by the name of Cedric Coward, who got his start there in Oregon at Williamette, stayed in the Pacific Northwest. He could stay in that part of the country if Portland pulls the trigger at 11, but I don't see him falling past 20. I think he's going to be in those picks 11 through 20.
Well, that's kind of where we were sitting here and weighing in before we had you on. I think a fascinating team in between 11 and 20 is Minnesota to me, because Minnesota's shooting was pretty poor down the stretch for them, and he feels like kind of that guy they do need next to Anthony Edwards in some sense. And if he can kind of be a bigger body guard that can make things happen, especially with his length and his ability to get into it on the defensive end, Minnesota's an interesting team. I don't know. Maybe he gets lost in the fold of OKC picks him at 15. I don't know if San Antonio would be an interesting team because we know San Antonio is ready to shoot up like a rocket through the standings here with what they've got loaded in, even with the 2 pick. Memphis is another name that's been floated around in the show. Out of the options, you said Portland, but if he goes to any of those 4 teams, I feel like he's set up pretty nicely.
I think Chicago as well. The Bulls actually called Greg Streets, his high school basketball coach, to get to know Cedric a little more. So the Bulls are doing a thorough evaluation on him, reaching out to Fresno people. And you look at the Bulls depth chart, they got Kobe White as their 2 guard, and Ayo Dasunumu is the 3 guard, the small forward. I could see him sliding in the starting lineup right away and helping out Josh Giddey and those boys in Chicago, a team that maybe could use some defense. And I feel like them at 12 is an option. I saw, as you said, Memphis was the projected pick by ESPN. ESPN had the Spurs picking him up at 14, and that'd be fascinating if the Spurs go with Dylan Harper, go offense with that first selection of the first round for them, the 2 pick after Cooper Flagg, and then they go defense to get Cedric Howard. That'd be a slam dunk, home run, 1-2 option for the Spurs draft board if they go with Coward and Harper first. I think that would probably be the best fit for him, too, because Coward can come off the bench for the Spurs in their playoff run that they're going to make this year, because I don't see them missing the playoffs with Wemby healthy, with De'Aaron Fox, and they're probably going to make another move here. I like the Spurs as the best fit for him.
Yeah, the possibilities could be endless tomorrow. And, of course, the thrill of it is he's going to be in the building waiting for his name to be called. I'm sure that's a thrill as well. Have you heard any excitement around that? Just the idea of him being on TV, getting to get the hat from Adam Silver and that whole excitement?
Yeah, that happened last year for A.J. Johnson, who wasn't invited to the draft, but he showed up anyway. This is a different situation. Coward was invited to the draft. Only, I think, about 20 players are invited to the draft, and to be in the green room. Hey, like I said at the start of the conversation, this is the 3rd time in 5 years now that Fresno's had someone in Brooklyn for the NBA draft, and I think we've got to start recognizing that Fresno has a lot of basketball potential. There could be a tradition of having a Fresno native at the draft if the right resources are put into the right places and they're developed the right way here in the Central Valley. I mean, they are getting developed. Look at Coward. Look at Green. Look at A.J. Johnson. These are guys that had childhoods in the 5.59, and now as adults, they're going to be playing NBA basketball and living the dream of a lot of young basketball players. So there should be a concerted effort, I think, at the youth level to continue to grow these basketball players to try and be the next Jalen Green and Cedric Howard. And hopefully, I know there has been so far, but I hope it stays that way.
Absolutely. Hey, you mentioned Jalen Green. I wanted to get your quick take on the trade. He gets traded to Phoenix, and his Rockets' tenure is over. What do you make of Jalen Green's era in Houston and the way it played out? Do you feel like it was fair, unfair? How do you feel about them shipping him off to Phoenix for Kevin Durant?
I mean, that guy shot tour dates in the playoffs, so I feel like when you do that, you're kind of up to the mercy of your front office. And when I say tour dates, I mean like 3 for 15. You know, March 15th is the tour date for a concert. Not good when you're in Game 2 of the NBA playoffs. So, actually, I say that, but Game 2 was his only good game against the Warriors. It's just tough, man. I mean, those losses to the Warriors, some of them were single digits. Some of them, Jalen, if he shoots his average, he's averaged about 21 points during the regular season. If he gets to that in the playoffs, they're probably going to the second round against the Timberwolves, and we have a very competitive second-round series if the Rockets are there. So they probably looked at their personnel, and they said, we're not moving off Jabari Smith because he's 6'10", and he can shoot threes really well. He actually might be a better shooter than Jalen Green right now. I feel like they looked at who they could get rid of, and they take Jalen Green as the expendable because of that playoff series. It's tough. It's one playoff series. It should not make his entire career. It shouldn't make his reputation. But in this instance, when you're against the wall and Kevin Durant's available and you're one of the teams that he's interested in going to, you're going to have to sacrifice a franchise cornerstone like Jalen Green. And it's easier to sacrifice him when he puts up the playoff performance that he did. So I truly think it's only because of the playoffs. The regular season, he was durable. He's been durable the last 2 regular seasons.
Yeah.
Hasn't missed a game since 2023. But it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. You know, the playoffs, are what I think should decide how someone is viewed. Not one playoff series, but, I mean, one is all it took for the Rockets to move off of him.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. This is why I've been hesitant to say that the Rockets have won a trade with the Suns here, because availability is the best ability, and sometimes when it's Jalen Green being available, like who is to say and guarantee that Kevin Durant is available for the playoffs next year in any capacity with the way his health has kind of gone? I don't know. You got 30 seconds if you want to react to what I just said there.
No, he has it available, and he's a good young guard, but in this situation, the Rockets have a core that they feel is ready to win a championship. And I was in the building, Game 4 of Warriors-Rockets, and in the fourth quarter, Jalen Green was not in the game because he could not guard Brandon Podzinski, who had his best game of the series that game, and they would rather have other guys on the floor. So, I mean, to them, Jalen Green was the sixth man in crunch time against the Golden State Warriors. You can trade your sixth man and be okay with it, I think. Like I said, one playoff series should not make a reputation, but your body of work in the playoffs is what you're going to be defined by. That's just the way it is nowadays. All right, ring culture is real. LeBron even recognized as such in a recent podcast of his. So how you perform in the playoffs is how you're judged, and I think he'll get another playoff series with Phoenix, and hopefully he does better to change some of the things being said about him right now.
All right, Gabe. Well, we're out of time, but I appreciate you coming on real quick. Where can people find you real quick?
KMPH.com. I just did a write-up on Cedric Coward. If you want to hear more about what his high school coach said about him then versus now, it's going to be on the website, KMPH.com.
All right, Gabe Camarillo, KMPH, with us here. Gabe, appreciate it as always. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Phil.
All right, we'll be right back with more Behind the Bench right after this on 1430 ESPN.
Warmer days and special occasions are on the way. Is your wardrobe ready? Jones Cleaning Center has you covered. Fast, reliable, and hassle-free. Use Fresno's only 24-hour self-service pickup and drop-off drive-thru. Drop off by 9 a.m. and enjoy same-day service at no extra cost. From suits to sundresses and comforters to table linens, they'll get it all fresh and ready. Jones Cleaning Center, Fresno's top dry cleaning and laundry service for over 55 years. On Palm, just north of Herndon in Fresno, or online at jonescleaning.com.
Prices on steel and materials are going up, but at Pacific Steel Supply, they're still delivering the best deals in the industry. Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects, Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any competitor's price by an extra 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. With 24/7 service, fast delivery, and the best prices, the time to act is now. Get your free quote today from Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno, Ashland, and Parkway off Highway 99 or online at pacificsteelsupply.com.
No matter the time, morning, noon, or night, Black Bear Diner in Fresno has you covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day just the way you like it. At Black Bear Diner in Fresno, you can count on them serving up hearty portions that satisfy even the hungriest appetites. Plus, the little Cubs can enjoy their brand new Cubs Corner too. So gather your family and friends, bring your appetite, and make it a meal to remember at Black Bear Diner in Fresno, corner of Sean Martin. Black Bear Diner.
Summer is here in the Central Valley, and the action at Valley Athletics is where you want to be. It's Phil Benotti here to tell you about some summer programs for your hooper in your life. VBA Skills Academy is coming up fast on July 14th, and all skill levels are welcome. This camp is open to all ages between 3rd through 10th grade, with each day dedicated to a core basketball skill, ensuring that they get the confidence that they need in a dynamic environment. ValleyAthletics.co is the website where you find all the information and to sign up. Valley Athletics, developing the athlete in everyone.
Hi, I'm Nick Anderson. And I'm Jim Schaefer with Helena Agri-Enterprises. Nick, how important is irrigation management?
Well, Jim, irrigation management is extremely important. When we water our crops, more often than not, we're also fertilizing them. So irrigation uniformity and efficiency are crucial.
Nick, that has to be a challenge considering the different soil types and how they impact water movement.
That's right, Jim. That's why at Helena we recommend using our newest water use management tool, ResGenix. ResGenix is easy to use and designed to increase water infiltration on heavy soils, reduce soil crusting, and increase the holding capacity of sandy soils. Jim, tell the nice people how it works.
ResGenix enhances soil structure by coating the soil particles. Simply put, ResGenix increases pore space in heavy soils and improves aggregation in sandy soils.
At Helena, we lead with agronomy, and water management impacts our crop health and quality. You can visit helenaagri.com to find your local Helena retailer and learn more about Helena products.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International Insurance.
You've got to have a competitive benefits program to attract and retain employees. And as the cost of that continues to rise, we're becoming very innovative in how to finance those benefits for their employees.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International. Learn more at hubinternational.com. License number 0757776.
If our clients succeed, we succeed.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause.
Your home of the San Francisco 49ers, 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader, KFIG Fresno.
I'm Nick DeLuca. The NBA offseason getting going, and the Celtics making another deal. Boston, the Hawks, and Nets finalizing a three-team trade to send Kristaps Porzingis and a second-rounder to Atlanta. Terrence Mann and the Hawks' number 22 pick headed to the Nets. George Niang and a second-rounder coming back to Boston. Porzingis averaged just under 20 points and 7 rebounds per game this past season on 48% shooting. Niang put up 10 and 3 last year. Earlier, the Pelicans and Wizards making a deal. New Orleans trading C.J. McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to Washington for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick tomorrow. Wizards get McCollum on an expiring contract. ESPN NBA insider Brian Windhorst on Washington's plan moving forward.
So last year, the Wizards were one of the worst teams in the history of the NBA through the first two-thirds of the season. They since have wanted to get grown-up veterans in there. They traded for Marcus Smart. They traded for Chris Middleton. Now they trade for C.J. McCollum. They're clearly wanting those veterans to mentor their young players and maybe not be the worst team in the league anymore.
Windy on NBA today. McCollum averaged 21 and 4 assists per game last season. Poole led the Wizards in scoring with just over 20 points per game, along with 4.5 assists in 68 starts, opening up a bunch of cap space for Washington. Major League Baseball Tuesday, Blue Jays and Guardians both a game out of a playoff spot. 4-0 Toronto, pair of RBI singles for Alejandro Kirk in the fifth.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Tuesday, we're entering our summer programming era, and we'll head out to the Diamond and much, much more. That's Tuesday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right, Behind the Bench for hour number 3 of our show as we take you up to Giants baseball coming up in just over an hour. 6:15 pregame, 6:45 first pitch. Giants and Fish. Giants and Marlins matching up here in at Oracle Park here in San Francisco for their matchup. We will take it to it from there. So good to have Giants baseball back on the airwaves after their off day, beating my Red Sox, feeling some certain way about it, of course, and that whole situation. But anyways, we are here for hour number 3. Good to have you on. Good to have you here on the video side. I'm looking at you who are watching the live stream, YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. Like and subscribe. Is that what the kids say nowadays? I hope I got it right. I got my buddy Asa in. Asa, did I get it right? Like and subscribe. What do I do? Set the alerts?
I think that is. How long have you had this sign over here?
It's been
you got a whole sign.
It's been a couple weeks. You've
really?
Been here. You've been here, sir. You
it looks so good.
And you have been. unconscious apparently
Like,
because
for real?
It's been here the last couple of weeks. How long has it been here? Danvir, Julia, anybody?
Yeah, it's been here for like 3 weeks. But honestly, I had the same reaction as you because I didn't see it the first day, and then I was like, "Wait, what is that up there?"
It looks so good.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Do you want to touch it?
No, I can't reach. I'll touch it later.
Feels so good. I'm touching it now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, we're here. Hour number 3, getting going here on 1430.
We're already silly.
We love the signage. We love everything that's going on. Asa, we'll get your face. We got to get your face plastered.
Just a straight fat head up there.
Just a fat head of Asa? Like, can you
Dude,
imagine?
I would tell my mom, and she'd be like, "No way."
I have a picture of you. I wonder if I can find it. I have a picture of you I would totally use. It's one that's very
Please,
unflattering.
give it to me.
I remember getting mad at you one day about it, too. I can't remember what it was. I think it was...
You got mad about a picture of me?
No, I got mad at you. From when I took the picture, it's because I got mad at you. And I think it was for simply the reason...
Wait, you took a picture of me because you were mad at me?
Yeah, well, I took a video of you because what I had to do... I got mad at you because I was at a party... we were at a party at our friend Josh and Natalie's, and you were drinking whiskey out of a half-cut open bottle of water, and you were so pleased with yourself. You were so pleased with yourself.
I remember that day.
Yeah, and you looked so proud of yourself and what you accomplished that you... hold on, let's see if this video will load, because I just took the... There it is. There, look at you. Look at you right there. And
my hair has not changed.
2021. I wonder. Okay, are we ready? I want to show this on the. I want to show this on the YouTube stream here. If anybody can watch this video. Are we ready?
It's just whiskey on the rocks.
I could just. He's drinking whiskey on the rocks out of a water bottle, and I cannot believe it. And that's the face he gives me, right then and there, of him just feeling so proud of himself. Unbelievably proud of himself right there.
I can't believe you felt that moment was necessary to take to take a video of it.
I thought
mad. Nothing of it.
Nothing is funnier in taking phone video than the quick zoom like on Snapchat. The quick zoom into something is peak comedy to me in any form or fashion. If I want to find something funny in the world, I do a little quick zoom on it, and that's just, to me, I'll laugh every time.
Yeah, that's from the years of yesteryear from Vine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just that quick zoom.
Just like a zoom in, like, oh my God, or a slow zoom. I'm like, I cannot believe this is still happening. Like what?
Oh, my face hurts.
Like the other day when I found this really chill dog. You remember this video I sent to the group chat?
Probably.
Now I'm trying to show videos on air here.
This is great radio, by the way.
There is, yes.
So the most chill dog.
For those who are not watching, there's a dog that is just chilling outside of a gas station.
Oh, yeah, he's just vibing.
And he has sunglasses
Just look at him.
And I hope it's looping. I really hope it's looping right now.
It is.
Is it? Okay. So he's just chill, hanging
he's
out.
He's just got sunglasses on.
Just a couple of weeks
he's
ago.
just chilling.
This was on the.
It's not even a couple weeks ago. This was like last week.
It was like last week. This was at the gas station. It was on Shaw, and where's the 41? What's the street east of the 41?
I don't know.
Is that Fresno or First?
I don't know why you're looking over here.
I don't know.
Because I have no idea either.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, it was outside the gas station. There was like a mini mart or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, chill dog.
There was a dog there, and he had sunglasses.
He had sunglasses.
That's all you need to know.
He was chilling. So that's what we got. We got all that in the video. I hope we all got that. Fantastic.
Please.
Great producing over there.
We got you.
All right, there we go. Great producing from Amara and Julie over there. So great job. Anyways, all right. Well, we wasted 7 minutes in this first hour doing all of that. Okay. Asa, how are we doing?
Good, Phil. How are you?
Good. How's sports life for you?
How's what?
How's the sports life for you?
Oh,
how are
sports
you
life. It's yesterday was not great.
Did your Diamondbacks though?
They're hurt.
Okay, but they
just a wounded snake.
Okay, but a wounded snake still destroys a White Sox. And
I'm sorry. Are we trying to pit a live animal against a piece of laundry?
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay. Well, I think the live animal, no matter how hurt it is,
you asked a question.
Wins.
Because you asked the eternal question in baseball: like, when is enough for a team going up against a position pitcher or a position player pitching?
If we can get into that, I would love that.
Okay,
we can do it later because I know we got to get to break at some point.
We're not there. We're 14 minutes away from that.
So if a team if you're the team that is getting blown out, and like you bring out like your shortstop to just throw some pitches, if you're the other team, is it cool or not to swing?
To me, you are in the major leagues. Everything goes. Stats are important.
See, that's what I think.
Right?
But also at the same time, it's like I would also like to get home at some point.
That's fine. Play the game though. Play competitively. and anybody who has any other right. Are you saying because Pavin Smith hit a multi-home run game and you don't feel good about it?
No, he hit 2 home runs, and I was like, okay, so like Make-A-Wish Pavin got like a wish granted twice yesterday. But at the top of the 8th, where it's like, okay, it's like 8-0. It's probably not going to happen. Let's just go home. Let's just go home. That's fine.
But to me,
I'm cool with that.
But to me, I'm just like, I get paid for certain things I have in my contract incentives. It doesn't matter how the journey I got there. If I get paid $500,000 for hitting 30-something home runs, then so be it. Or getting 80 RBIs by the end of the year. I'm racking that up as quickly as I possibly can. Does not matter, sir. If there's financial incentive for me to do that, I'm doing it.
You gotta. You know what? Now that you bring that up, I don't disagree.
There you go.
That's a good point.
Play the games. Anybody else have a differing opinion, or we all feel completely in agreement that you're throwing out a position player on the pitching mound? Doesn't that matter? You pad those stats. You pad those stats as a hitter.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's fair game right there.
Yeah, we're playing baseball.
Ain't no one counting that guy's ERA.
Yeah, absolutely. Kike Hernandez, where's his ERA at?
I was literally gonna bring up Kike. There was a game against who was it against?
The Giants. He had
yes, and the Giants were like down 11-0, and then they scored like 6 runs off of him.
And they had actually pull in another guy. Right, pull in an actual pitcher because they're like, Kike, you're going to blow this game, my guy. Which was just fascinating.
For the most part, he's been dealing, though. And his helmet, he's giving Diva on the mound.
Giving Diva his helmet. His helmet looks like a second forehead.
He had like one fastball, just 80 miles per hour, and I was like, "This is gas!" Like what is he doing?
Ketel Marte yesterday, I think he had a swing and miss off of like the world's best eephus pitch.
Oh my god!
Just like this big, high arcing, like just what is happening?
One that would make Zach Greinke proud.
Oh, absolutely! It would. Thank you.
You're
what
welcome.
A pull. Thank you.
You're welcome. The king of eephus, Zach Greinke.
I would just like to point out that Kike Hernandez's ERA is 12.6.
My guy. Anybody? Do we have any relievers in Major League Baseball that have a worse ERA than Kike Hernandez? Can we do that research?
I can get close.
Yeah.
Something DeSclafani for the Diamondbacks.
DeSclafani?
Like it's like 10.5, 11 maybe.
Anthony DeSclafani is
there. We go. That one.
Okay. Who else has been horrible? I'm trying to think. Not any Giants. The Giants are fine.
Giants are great.
Yeah, the Giants are good in the bullpen department. Do we have any other ridiculous, funny names in the bullpen department that have a worse ERA than Kike Hernandez?
I think we were looking, and I think the worst one is like 6.13.
Okay, is it qualified?
We're looking, and it all says in either the 5s or 6s, but
MLB, you
I'm
cowards.
not sure if they're
List
counting like someone like Kike.
List. All right, let me go ERA. Let me see where I can look. But MLB, if you're hiding horrible ERAs, shame on you. That's what all I'm gonna say. Shame on you, MLB. Don't be the cowards you are.
Shame. I know.
Give
your
us
name.
the horrible ERAs we deserve.
Give it to me.
I need it. Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing it. It's only listing to 73 people, and that is Ben Brown of the Cubs at 6.13. You're correct. Then following that is Zach Gallen. Sorry.
Oh no, that's entirely valid.
Are they really that bad? Your starters?
Zach Gallen? Yeah.
Brandon Pfaadt?
Yeah. Yeesh. All the Diamondback starters, very bad ever since Brent Strom left.
Yeesh.
Who knew?
Yeesh. We're not going to go into Snakes talk just now.
Merrill
Kelly having a good year.
No, he's great. Everyone else, not good.
Everyone else, die in a fire. Anyways. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, Asa, I got to ask you the question. Does Achilles get a bad break?
In what context?
In the context of sports. In the context when we always talk about sports injuries, we always got to talk about Achilles.
Oh, no. It's well-deserved.
It's well-deserved?
Yeah,
okay.
Just dunk your baby, dude.
Dunk your baby?
Yeah.
Explain.
Achilles' mom.
We're doing Greek.
Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
Okay,
just cook for a minute.
Okay, so like the bit is that Achilles' mom the reason why Achilles is the way that he is because Achilles' mom did grown-up things with Zeus and then had Achilles. And then because Achilles' mom was like, I would like to protect my baby, dunked Achilles in the river Lethe by his Achilles tendon. And just imagine like someone pinches like right above like your foot.
Holding a baby by the ankle.
Yeah. And then like just dunks the baby and is like, all right, cool. Like you're immortal. And everyone's like, all right, that's fine. And then fast forward 22, 23 years later, and then he gets shot with an arrow. And it's like, okay, well, maybe you should have just dunked your baby in the water and then he would have been fine. Yeah, it's mom's fault.
Mom's fault because mom didn't want to get her hand.
And also Zeus because that's a whole different thing. We're not getting that. We're not going there. This is a sports radio show.
We are really doing sports.
So what we're saying is it's Zeus's fault that Tyrese is not going to play next
Honestly, year. Rule of thumb for any of Greek mythology, Zeus's fault.
Nice.
That's his whole bit. Zeus's fault.
Overrated.
He turned into a goose, did some stuff. It wasn't cool, and then that's where we are.
Zeus past his prime, overrated,
Yeah. Also, Hercules, the Disney movie.
Okay.
The most accurate thing is that Hercules was born. Everything else, inaccurate.
We're cooking here.
AF.
We are absolutely cooking. Go ahead.
Don't be. That's like one of my favorite Disney movies.
I'm so sorry. It's not canon. It is nowhere near canon.
It's not real.
We can talk about it during the break.
Yeah, we can.
Is Aladdin real? No, please.
I bit too hard.
Are the Mighty Ducks real? Back to sports. All right. I just think we need to talk about Sisyphus a little bit more. That's just where I'm at.
Let's do it.
I love Sisyphus. I love the analogy of Sisyphus, which just feels like what the Niners have done like 8 years, which is just that's just been. He is about to fall out of his chair.
So good. It's so real.
Jorge, I know you're listening. The Niners are Sisyphus. Tanvir, you know Sisyphus, right? You know what we're talking about. Pulling the boulder up the hill and suddenly just rolls away at the last minute when you think you pulled it up the mountain and suddenly it's gone.
I did it.
It's gone.
No.
It's like
Dre Greenlaw tears his Achilles.
It's like it was like a Geico commercial where it's like the guy with the fish. He's the
I got
fishing
$1.
line with the money.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Is there a better sports team than that? Who is the Sisyphus? Like, who's the best represented Sisyphus of sports? Like, I'm trying to find other ones.
I don't think there is one. I really don't.
Arkansas baseball,
and it's literally all my teams.
It's a little deep cut.
What are we doing?
Yeah, the Niners though. I think the Niners sit there. I'm trying to think of another for baseball. The Yankees lately, although 2009, I just hate 2009.
I think Arkansas baseball for my Greek heads out there could be just the Odyssey in general.
The Odyssey?
Yeah, well, because they all turn into pigs.
Oh,
at some point
you're doing a pig thing.
I'm doing a big pig.
Okay. Well, we lost the plot.
I could do this all day, dude.
Okay. All right. I don't know where to go from here, so I'm going to take a break. So welcome to our 5 o'clock hour here on 1430 ESPN. When we come back, we're going to talk about actual sports here coming up next on the Central Valley Sports Leader here on 1430 ESPN.
Listen to your Fresno Grizzlies on ESPN Radio. That's right. Select games will be on 1430 and 790 ESPN Radio, your local sports leader. The Fresno Grizzlies at Chikchincy Park are always entertaining. Now hear them compete on the radio. Spending your time at the ballpark with the family is always a great time. So be sure to check out as many home games as you can this season. Check out 1430ESPNFresno.com for game times and more. And keep it right here on 1430 ESPN Radio, your local sports leader.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. We stand on a tradition of solving insurance pain points in a wide range of industries like agriculture, construction, hospitality, transportation, and many others. A partnership and personal touch is what you can expect from us at DeBudo Defendus Insurance. Visit DIBU.com and get the business insurance you need today.
License number 0E02096. I make sure that we have plenty of parts for the service department and the customers in the front counter.
That's Al Carmona, parts manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
A lot of farmers come in, they know what they want, and if they don't, we try to help as best as we can.
Pioneer carries a wide selection of Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson parts. Stop by and see us in Fresno or Reedley. We'll get you a cup of coffee and the parts you need.
We have really good customers. Pioneer Equipment's a great place.
Visit PioneerEquipmentCA.com.
It's crunch time, and KFC's got the winning play. Right now, grab a 10-piece bucket of the Colonel's hot, crispy fried chicken, thighs, and drumsticks for just $15.99. And if you're planning on feeding the whole team, make it a meal with sides and biscuits for just $10 more. That's big-time flavor without blowing the budget. So, whether you're watching the big game or feeding your starting lineup, this bucket brings home the W. No errors, no drops, just finger-looking good chicken from KFC, where every bite is a game changer.
Looking for unbeatable truck deals? Head to Madera Toyota Chevrolet today. Right now, save up to $12,000 on select Silverado 1500s. Yes, $12,000 in savings. Or drive away in a brand new 2025 Silverado LT2FL. Lease it for just $499 a month with $4,995 due at signing. And don't miss our alignment special. Only $99.95. Regularly $139.95. That's expert service at a serious discount. Madera Toyota Chevrolet. Real trucks, real savings right now. Visit us off Highway 99 or at MaderaToyotaChevrolet.com.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business, because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Behind the Bench here at 1430 ESPN Fresno. How you feeling about that, Ace? Air drumming action for the people at home who are watching?
I looked over at Tanvir and I'm like, was it you or was it Jorge? And he was like, that was me.
Yes. Ownage.
And you know what? He owned it with pride, and you know what? I respect it. I really do.
Tanvir,
I totally don't know the backstory behind this, but I'm just going to run with it. So,
do you want to give the quick backstory, or should we explain the joke?
The backstory is that they always play that song at Fresno State games, and I'm like, please, for the love of Christ, play a different song. Yep. But you know what? It's the first quarter. They're about to kick off. It's going to be Joker and the Thief.
Fresno State, I love our football program, but my God, they run the same playbook all 6 games of when to play whatever song in the in-stadium entertainment or whatever it is. It is,
and it's not even that like Joker and the Thief is like a bad song. Just like there are better ones.
Yours is that. Your rage comes from Joker and the Thief. My rage happens at the end of the first quarter of don't stop believing.
It's the first. I'm with you on that one because it's the first quarter. We don't need to play. Don't stop believing.
Why is my belief gone after the first quarter? Are we just that bad of a
We're
program?
down like 4 touchdowns to Boise.
Why do I need to be egged on to believe in my football team when it's the end of the first quarter?
Steve Perry from Hanford got it.
And yes,
it's the first quarter. It's the beginning of the second. Pick a different song.
First quarter, maybe. After the third quarter, watching Mikey Keene play football, I would stop believing.
I get it. Yeah.
I would need that song.
No, we need that.
So that's where I'm at with it.
He's not here anymore. He's can say that.
He's making a lot of money at Michigan. It's
fine. Is he?
Is he? Well, all right. Anyways. Okay. Zach Greenlee. That's another one. I could go back to that name. Anyways.
We'll circle back in like November and be like, hey, Mikey, what's your NIL looking like these days?
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Moving on. Just a real hard turn to the right.
Sick.
Back onto the freeway.
Love it.
Oh, my God. I'm going to die. We got a 5 of 5 to do. And so one of the things we've been doing as a friend group is we've been playing EA college football for the last year. We have played this connective franchise. We have played each game against each other. We have done these whole things, and now EA's coming out with a new game, and there's more mascots coming out into the game. Unfortunately, apparently, Fresno State did not make the short list, so we are not going to get a victory back into it.
We got screwed.
But the Pop-Tart is in there. The Pop-Tarts Bowl.
All hail the Pop-Tart. That's where I'm at.
All hail the Pop-Tart. However,
yeah,
if they can fit in a Pop-Tart, they can fit in timeout.
I will purposely lose 4 games in the ACC as a coach to get into the Pop-Tart Bowl. I will purposely do it so I can win the Pop-Tart Bowl.
You gotta.
I will commit to that bit. I will make it my life mission to be invited to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
If we start another dynasty, we all have to agree who is going to be the sacrificial lamb to get to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Because I feel like it's a tighter needle to thread than you really think about of trying to get the Pop-Tart Bowl invite. How hard is it? What is the combination? What record do you need? What conference do you need to be in to be eligible to be in the Pop-Tart Bowl? I feel like that's a harder needle to thread than winning the national championship in the video
ACC
game.
versus 4th place in the Big 12 or something?
Yeah.
So it's Big 12 versus ACC, but last year's Pop-Tart Bowl was actually kind of crazy.
Was it Miami, right?
Against, it was number 13 Miami versus number 18 Iowa State.
It was a great game. I remember it.
42-41, Cyclones won.
Crazy game. Yeah, I wonder if that's a harder needle to thread is getting an invite to the Pop-Tart Bowl in the video game as opposed to actually making the college football championship and winning the whole dang thing. So, would you do it for the meme? Just try to experiment.
Yeah, do it for the bit.
You need to get all the bowl games like Thanos has Infinity Stones.
When you actually back in the day. In the old PlayStation 2 version of the game, you had to win. There was a whole thing. You would collect every trophy, and you would have to win every bowl game to collect every trophy to complete your locker or whatever. It was dumb, but I loved it.
No, I remember that because ESPN 2K5, the superior video game, by the way, had a trophy case, and that was Madden's answer to it. It's we have one too. Yeah. You got to do stuff.
Reminder: apparently the new Madden is going to what I loved about ESPN 2K5, which is they have halftime shows and highlight shows, and apparently
Chris Berman,
Scott Hansen is going to be doing
Scott Hansen's
in the Madden game.
They are in a contract year for sure.
Yeah. You said you weren't going to buy the game. I know you're buying the game.
I got it at this point.
I'm like the scene. The scene in Spider-Man where where the Green Goblin's in the alleyway and he's staring at the mask. He's like, "You be who you are. You know who you are." And I'm like, "No, I refuse." And then I buy another edition of Madden.
That's totally me as well.
What a pull.
You coward. So that's me. That's me buying a Madden every year. Even when I'm like, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to do it. And then it's like.
And then $60 is deducted from your bank account. And you're like, I don't know how that got there. Look at this video game.
23% of the download, 4 hours later. So, all right, let's do a 5 of 5. Real fun one because of the EA Sports announcement of some new additional mascots. And we're going right into Ace's alleyway. This is as pigeonholed for Asa as it's pigeonholed.
Let's go.
Mascots. We're ranking college mascots straight up, and I encourage the room. You got a 5 in there somewhere in there as well. You got a 5.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone's got a 5.
Everyone's got a 5. All right. So we're really gonna go around the horn here today.
Let's do it.
So we'll go quick. All right.
It's time now for Phil's 5 at 5.
And everybody else's. But without revealing, around the room, what qualifies as a great mascot for you? Where is your qualification to make the list? I'll start with Tim. We'll start with Amara.
For me, they have to be like, they have to get the crowd going. They have to have some kind of swag to them, and it has to kind of go along like with the school.
Okay, sounds good. Julia, what for you?
I feel like they have to be very iconic, and they also have to have some sort of like talent. Like they can't just stand there and wave. That's kind of boring.
To have a talent. All right, I like that. Tanvir, what about for you?
I don't know. It's a weird discussion because there are the live animal mascots as well, and I'm like, I don't know where to fit those guys, but I think those are the real iconic ones for sure. But yeah, I definitely think you need to have some sort of like iconic moment, or at least be present in college football media.
Asa, what about for you?
Vibes.
I should.
It's guy in suits. Vibes.
I should.
This was his exact like.
This is
what he was saying about the trades last week.
He was born to do this. All right, let's go to number 5.
Number 5.
Where do we start? Why don't we go this way and then I'll end it. So Asa, you start and then we'll go around in a circle, a clockwise circle here.
Cool. I'm gonna say the Stanford Tree.
Stanford Tree, number 5.
Stanford Tree. He should be higher, but he's where he is.
Quite simply, his Twitter account, I feel like is Ace's Twitter account.
Oh, absolutely.
If you look
I
at
would run that. If they called me tomorrow, I'd be like, I'm living in Palo Alto.
Yeah,
I am the tree now.
Does anybody else have the Stanford Tree?
I don't have the Stanford Tree, and I don't want to break your heart right now, but I think that is the worst mascot
Wrong.
of all time.
It literally looks like a tree on crack.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's the whole thing.
Point.
That's the whole bit.
It's vibes.
Amara, what do you got for number 5?
I don't know if it's Uga or like
Uga.
Uga, the boy
bulldog from Georgia.
When he almost got killed by Bevo. Yeah.
Hook him.
Bevo almost killed Uga. I remember that game. Julia, what do you got for?
Okay, I have Brutus the Buckeye because he's lower on my list, but I mean he was the most picked for College Game Day, so I think he's like one of the most iconic mascots ever.
Brutus is like a nightmare demon for me. He's got some big eyes that I just don't want to stare into, but that's just me. Tanvir, what about for you?
I'm going hometown, Tusk 4, Arkansas.
Ah.
We got a literal boar on the field, and I don't think anybody else is a boar in FBS. So,
I respect it.
Yeah,
I'll have to think about that.
I needed to do a little hometown show.
I didn't know he had a name.
For me, I'm going Big Red, number 5 for Western Kentucky.
Oh no!
Yes.
It's Big Red.
Big Red,
my boy,
my guy. Just a king out there, just doing
Red
his thing.
Grimace.
He doesn't care what anybody else thinks. Big Red he is a hilltopper. I don't know what a hilltopper is, but he's making it happen. Big Red, Western Kentucky. That's what I got at number 5. Let's go to number 4.
Number 4.
What do you got, Asa?
Chauncey the Chanticleer.
Okay, the Chanticleer. Okay.
This is for any of you guys and you and Steph at home. If you can tell me who comes to snuff the rooster, who sings that song
I don't know.
in the next minute and a half,
Who snuffs the
I will
rooster?
buy dinner. You can't Google it. I'm going with that.
Okay. I don't know. I've no venture guess. Ace has created a hit or miss trivia action here on the last time.
Yes.
Alice in Chains? You're buying.
I have to buy Jorge dinner.
You have to buy Jorge dinner. Wow. Okay.
My man.
There it is. He just popped in his head.
He
and
really
said,
did.
All right. There we go.
Jorge, I'm so proud of you.
Amara, what do you had number 4. I think we already said it.
Yeah, my number 4 is Big Red. He reminds me of the Kool-Aid Man a little bit.
Yes.
And also a little bit of Parker.
Yes. He's got that Parker insane energy. If Parker was a college mascot, he'd be number 1. Julia, what about for you?
Okay, this is definitely biased, but I have Sparky, the Sun Devil.
I'm
love
surprised
him,
he's this low
and
for you.
he fights Wilbur every time they play U of A, and that is always so fun to watch.
Sparky, my guy. He's very fit. I'll tell you that. He's very put together. Sparky is, and that's all I'll say. And good facial hair.
Yeah,
good facial hair. Tanvir, what about you?
I think this is along the lines of Big Red. I'm going with the Syracuse orange. I mean, it's a little bit of a different color.
My boy.
The Syracuse orange, I think, is a perfect. He's just a round ball.
It's just a guy. He's just a round ball. I love it.
Dude, they need to do more rolls with that guy. I think it'd be perfect.
Roll orange. I've got the Demon Deacon from Wake Forest.
No!
I've got the Demon Deacon from Wake Forest.
gross.
I only state this because I loved as a kid playing NCAA, and you could play the mascot game, and he was absolutely terrifying as a linebacker coming over the middle. The Demon Deacon. Come on. Imagine a Demon Deacon coming at you like Troy Polamalu over the middle. Like, that's what I love about it. And that's simply quite. Plus, he rides a motorcycle. This guy rules. Like, top hat.
He
Come on.
rips.
He rips.
I like
Demon
him.
Deacon. Come on.
Number 3.
What do you got, Asa?
Bucky the Badger.
Okay,
from
for
Wisconsin. I love him. I think he's cute.
He's got no
I'd
neck.
give him a hug.
No neck.
I don't care.
Okay.
And the live one.
And the live badger.
I would give both of them a hug.
Yeah, because the badger, you know.
If my face gets torn up, just know that I got ugly doing what I've always wanted to do. Which is hug a badger.
I want you to live your truth, Asa. What do you got for number 3, Amara?
I got the duck from Oregon. He's just like swaggy.
Puddles?
I like him.
Is his name Puddles?
His name's Puddles.
No, his name's not Puddles anymore.
His name's not
What
Puddles?
do you mean anymore?
Okay, so I only know this. My brother's going to Oregon.
Okay.
So he used to be named Puddles, but because of Disney like copyright stuff, they copyright Puddles. So now he's just the duck.
Did Disney just come in and swoop?
Boo. Boo hiss.
As a station of ESPN,
Yeah,
I will
but he's
refrain
still
from
Puddles to
commenting
me.
more on
You know
this
what? That's
legal matter.
fair. But they're not paying me, so I could say boo hiss.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
Julia, what do you have for number 3?
I have Bevo solely because he is actually crazy and he tries to attack every single person that he comes up against.
attacked
Specifically Uga.
I will never forgive him. Tanvir, what do you got?
I got to give Amara a fist bump because I also had Puddles at number 3.
Oh my gosh.
The Oregon Duck. Honestly, in terms of iconics, I think he might be number 1 just because he's used so much in the promotion of college football, but also like he rides in on a motorcycle. I think it's just. I think he's the.
I went to a
perfect
game at
mascot.
Dotson. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
I have the Stanford tree here because let's be honest, NCAA fears him, and I just respect that. I respect that. The NCAA wants to silence the Stanford tree, and I will not here for that silence.
If a tree falls in the woods,
yeah, they will say he's
would
not.
you ever know?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I just once again go to his Twitter account. Go to the Stanford Tree Twitter account. This is Asa. This is literally Asa's personality. I literally saw a guy, like, someone screen capped one time a Stanford game. I screen capped the tree just, like, kneeling down on the ground, like, fiddling with what looked like just trying to text her a phone. And someone's like, why is the Stanford tree texting in the middle of the Stanford football game?
Stanford tree is like, I run my own Twitter account.
And he sent a picture of the Stanford tree, like a picture of like a phone through the Stanford tree costume. Like, I'm sorry, I was trying to tweet the last tweet. I'm doing my best. And I was like, this is Asa. This is Asa trying to do his best as the Stanford tree. So let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
I got Otto the Syracuse orange.
Yeah.
Because I just think I love him. He's so doofy.
Roll orange.
Roll orange. That I swear if that is not a thing this year, I will do unspeakable things that are probably felonies.
Roll orange. We're gonna be watching Syracuse games this year.
I don't even like New York.
We're
but
locking
like,
in.
roll orange.
We're locking in at Syracuse games next year. I don't care. It's it's whatever dome it is.
We
It's not the
gotta.
Kibbe Dome. I love the Kibbe Dome, but it's not the Kibbe Dome. I can't remember what the
Carrier
dome is.
Dome.
Carrier Dome. That's
There
right.
it is.
Started with a K sounding
Dome. It's got
letter.
a dome in there.
It's a C. It's a C. It starts with a C.
Sure.
Amara, what do you got for number 2?
I got Cosmo the Cougar from
Yes.
BYU.
Yes.
You know, he's just iconic. He's doing backflips. He has the swag. He can dance.
Mhm.
He's got some moves.
Yeah, we got a lot to say about Cosmo for sure. Julia, what do you got?
I also have the duck, aka Puddles, because he
Okay.
rides in on motorcycles. And this is a special shout out. If anyone watches the Animal House Nike ad, it has Puddles in it. It is the best thing I have ever seen. And
Mhm.
that's why he is like one of my favorites.
Okay. Love the Puddles love here. Tanvir, where do you got at number 2?
I got Uga. I think he's the cutest of all of the mascots for sure. I
Just
think
a
that
squishable face.
Yeah, I know, right?
Swoosh.
And yeah, also, yeah, I am a little mad at Bevo for attacking him. So
That's very rude.
Yeah.
I have the Syracuse Orange at number 2.
Let's go.
Otto, he simply. I want you to look up. There's the Lebitard show is a show I listen to, and they have in their profile picture the former Kansas coach Mark Mangino. And if anybody knows who Mark Mangino is, he is a large human. And Mark Mangino standing next to the Syracuse Orange before the Orange Bowl of 2007. There is a picture of that, and it is absolutely glorious. If you want to do a Google search real quick of Mark Mangino, Syracuse Orange, please do it for your pleasure. I'm actually imploring all of you to look this up and find a picture of this, because it is as glorious of a picture with a mascot as I have ever seen in my life, and I will remember it forever. And if you are sitting there, there we go. I'm seeing the reactions in the control room now. Kansas coach Mark Mangino standing next to the Asa. Just take a look. Asa, just take a look in the window there. There it is. My guy, Mark Mangino. Just greatness. Kansas football.
Silly.
Kansas football was never the same when he left.
How is he wider than the orange, bro?
Mark Mangino was never the same. The Kansas football was never the same when Mark Mangino left. Anyways, let's go to number 1.
Number 1.
Albert Gator.
Oh yeah, I know. I knew this was
Chomp chomp. Albert Gator. He's my boy. I love him.
Yeah.
I would die for that gator.
You would. You would die for any gator, honestly.
Most gators, yeah.
Most gators. There's some gators you're like,
yeah.
Okay. That's where we're at. Number 1 for you, Amara.
Well, I'm all for getting the Gators out of here. There's also been a lot of hate on Bevo today, but that's my number 1. You know, hook 'em, go Longhorns. Gotta go with Bevo.
Fighting words for Asa here. He just looked at you and was like, get this out of here. Bevo, okay. Julia.
Turn him to steak.
I have Cosmo from BYU because if you see the flips that he does, like, you have to respect it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Cosmo is one of a kind. Tanvir, what about you?
So I originally had Bevo as my number 1, but then I remembered he attacked my number 2. So I can't put him on there. And instead, I'm going to go with a little bit of an underrated one, I think, the Minnesota Golden Gopher.
Oh.
I think that he is – I think the face
What a
itself is
pull.
really good. And also, I think he does kind of do some of the things like the BYU mascot does, but I just think he does it better.
What's his name? He has a name. Come on. It's a doofy name. I remember it. What's his name?
I don't know. Goldie the Golden Gopher.
Please, someone help me. Golden.
Goldie Gopher.
Is it Goldie? It's just Goldie? All right. I thought it was
Sick.
funnier than that. I have Cosmo as my number 1 for BYU because he is Mr. Steal Your Wife, Mr. Steal Your Mother, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Mr. Steal Your Everything.
He's on the same list. Just looking at him, he's on the same list that Drake is on.
And
by the way.
let's be honest, if I don't rank him number 1, he's coming to kill me. So
that's not a good reason to rate someone number 1.
Fear. Just fear.
Just fear.
Just
Okay.
not vibes. But
All right.
Is that the Golden Gopher or is that Cosmo? Old Cosmo.
That is the old Golden Gopher.
That's like 1968 Golden Gopher, right?
I think I've seen a squirrel by Fresno State that looked like that size. So I think I've seen
that actual squirrel terrorized Luna the other day. I seen him.
My parents apparently my parents' dogs chased a squirrel and had hit against a pole while trying to run away and just made the loudest boom sound you could ever hear from my parents.
Incredible.
I wish I saw the video of it. All right, folks. 105 at 5. Fantastic stuff.
That was Phil's
And everybody's.
5 at 5.
Great work from everybody. A little round of applause. Great
Well done,
job.
everyone.
This is the stuff. This is the quality stuff we work for here on 1430 ESPN. All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up the show next. Sending to Giants baseball coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, Valley's local sports leader.
Giants baseball is here.
Chapman, it's a drive out to left center field. At the wall, it is gone!
Your home for Giants baseball lives on 1430 ESPN Fresno.
Double play! And the inning is over.
Catch all the action home and away on the Central Valley sports leader. Giants baseball brought to you by FFB Bank, Fresno Suit Outlet, Jack's Car Wash, Jones Cleaning, A+ Signs, and Mega Prints.
Are you a business owner struggling to understand how cloud technology can help your business? Are you in need of computer and technology support for your employees? M-Cubed Technologies is your solution for fully managed IT services. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. M-Cubed will be your partner in the digital world, allowing your business to carry on worry-free. We specialize in cloud hosting, Microsoft 365 management, general IT support, and VoIP phone services. Call M-Cubed Technologies today to discuss our partnerships.
Roger Dunn has the new Callaway Paradigm AI smoke drivers to take your game to the next level. State-of-the-art technology. They've created the most advanced driver face in the history of Callaway Golf. The AI Smart Face is designed to create a sweet spot, and not just the center, but all over the face. AI smoke drivers, fairway irons, and putters. The AI smoke driver, it's sweeter from every spot. Paradigm AI smoke drivers. Remember, you're always number one at Roger Dunn.
The wait is over. Valley Pure presents Crazy Horse, the wild new flower from Cowgirl Cannabis. This isn't just a strain, it's an experience. Ready to get on the wild side? Then saddle up and ride with Crazy Horse. Available now only at Valley Pure. Bold, untamed, unforgettable. Don't just hear about it, live it. Get to one of Valley Pure's 5 locations and grab your Crazy Horse today. Cowgirl Cannabis. Blaze the trail.
When it comes to solar, there's no such thing as the average Fresno home. Every project requires the kind of experience and knowledge you get when you call Donald P. Dick. Call today and ask about the 30% tax credits and flexible financing options from the 12-time People's Choice Award winner, Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning and Solar. Call 559-255-1644 and let Mr. Cool help you drive down the cost of energy. Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
Take me out to the ball game.
Baseball is back, and it doesn't get any better than the Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill, indoors or on the patio. Root for your team while enjoying their famous burgers, dogs, and fries. And did you know they have the coldest beer in town? No, seriously. With 16 draft beers on tap, served in an ice-cold pint, it'll sure get you cool for the summer. The Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill. Food, sports, fun. On Copper Avenue at the entrance to the beautiful Copper River Ranch.
Going, almost gone. That's right, folks. The giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno is almost over. It's the final day. Your last chance to take advantage of these unbelievable deals. Prices return to normal in a matter of days. Extra sales help and parking will be made available to help with the crowd. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. The final days of the giant $5 million furniture disposal sale at Fashion Furniture in Fresno. Don't dare miss it.
Behind the bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno. You're objecting to Michael Jackson here, Asa?
I'm not objecting to Michael Jackson, but like we're all like hyped up talking about mascots like during the break.
You feel like you did like a shot of ketamine. Like
this is like what I live for. Just talking about like stupid mascots and like why they're dumb and why I love them so much. Like I forgot about the hokey turkey.
Honorable
that
mention.
Was a whole thing.
I wanted to shout out an honorable mention. I forgot to do it, and I failed to mention him. Zippy, the Akron Zip. I'm sorry to.
Oh, the kangaroo.
Yeah, I'm sorry to him.
Okay,
I love him. And that's it. That's where I'm at.
Honorable mention to timeout the Fresno State Bulldog. If only because he's telling me to go places with Toyota.
Hey,
that's 2 brand deals. You're welcome.
Hey, Purdue Pete, by the way. His eyes. Stare at them for 2 minutes.
No, never Purdue Pete.
Stare at them for 2 minutes.
What even is a Boilermaker?
Yeah. You make boils.
You make boils?
Yeah.
The thing that was one of the curses for the ancient Egyptians?
It's what you do when you're going to get home tonight to make your noodles.
Oh, my God.
You're a Boilermaker. It's a dumb joke. It's a dumb joke.
That's what you're going to go home and be when you go home and make your noodles.
Hey, babe, I'm a Boilermaker.
Babe, wake up! New noodles just dropped.
Let's make some boils. All right, we're devolving.
We are cringing back
We are
here.
devolving. Good. Cringe harder.
I am cringe, but I am free.
Enjoy World War III. All right. Anyways, we are over here. The Unks are over here, and we're going to be hanging out listening to Giants baseball coming up over here on 1430
Who are the Giants
ESPN.
playing today?
The Marlins.
Oh, the fish. Everybody's doing the fish.
What's the Marlins name? There's the mascot, Sammy? I think his name's Sammy.
Marvin
the
I don't
Marlin?
know.
What's his name? We're already on the mascot kick. Anyways, he won't be there at the Giants Stadium because I don't think mascots travel.
Yeah, Billy the Marlin.
Billy the Marlin.
Terrible name.
I said Sammy.
I said Marvin. So
Yeah.
we were all wrong.
We're all dumb. 6:15 pregame tonight. Anybody got the A score? That's been going on for 2.5 hours. Anybody got that one? A's have been over on 7-9.
They're 4-2 on the Tigers.
They're on the Tigers right now? Wow.
What?
Okay. There must have been a delay because it just started in the third inning. There must have been a rain delay of some sort. That was supposed to start at 3:45. We couldn't possibly have 2 hours of baseball, and we only are in the bottom of the third. So I will deduce that there have been rain in Michigan. So is that what we're deducing there? So anyways, Tigers A's over there on 790. Tomorrow, Sportsline Bulldog Hour, Tony D from 2 to 3. We'll have my show go from 3 to 4:30. NBA Draft Round 1 tomorrow, 4:30. Following that, Giants and Marlins will pick it up. Join in progress there. A's and Tigers over on 790, same time as today. Excuse me. Thursday, we'll have Giants and Marlins in the daytime, 12:15 pregame with a 12:45 first pitch. Then we will take over from there, and then we'll send you to round 2 of the NBA draft on 14:30. That's at 4:30. We'll be over at Fashion Furniture Thursday for just a little bit of hangs. A's and Tigers in the AM on 790 on Thursday, 9:30 in the morning. Grizzlies and Stockton Ports are going to be back on the air. Grizzlies baseball back on the air Thursday on 790. That's at 6:35 pregame with a 6:50 first pitch. And then Friday, Giants and White Sox will be at 4:10. So that means our show will only go till the 4 o'clock hour on Friday and get you set for Giants and White Sox in Chicago. Hey, beat up the White Sox a little bit, right? Your Diamondbacks. See if you can
I'm trying, man. Everyone else, we're trying to beat up the White Sox, and then we keep ending up getting beat up.
make them, tender them up a little bit, and then the Giants can go beat them up. And then from after that, Giants and Diamondbacks will meet up in Phoenix for 4. Down in Snakes Land. Yeah. So
I thought I had a joke. I didn't have
I was
one.
waiting for it.
I know. You looked at me, and I did nothing but disappoint.
You
I'm very
underdelivered.
sorry.
You overpromised and
No,
underdelivered.
I really did.
With the look on your face in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what happened. All right. So
You get what you pay for.
which is literally nothing. So that's what we got. All right. Just a few minutes left in the show. Hey, Giants baseball, they're playing decent. They won 2-3 over the Red Sox. They salvage over there against the Guardians. This feels like a soft spot for the Giants team to really get their footing here and move forward. Marlins, White Sox. I know the Diamondbacks are a better team, and then they get the A's after. So this is okay. Don't you do the self-deprecating. All right. So you feel like this Giants team has a good stretch ahead of them right now?
No, I think this Giants team, like, they can make some moves.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, I think they could probably take the series from the Diamondbacks, like, truth be told. And I don't know how far behind they are, like, behind the Dodgers, but
oh, you want to remind us, Dodger fan in there?
Yep, 3.5 games.
I think they have some doing to do, but I think they can do it.
They're there. They're in there, and
They're like right on the cusp. They are
if
right
you
on
look
the heels.
at what they have in their schedule the next few weeks, and look at what the Dodgers have in the next few weeks, which is great. They have the Rockies. Okay.
Well, boo hiss.
All right. Well, no ground gain there. Dodgers are going to be in Kansas City. Then they host the White Sox. And then they get the Astros following that. So in that same stretch, you could theoretically see the Giants go like 12, 12-2 or 11-3 in that stretch.
Are the Astros on the road or at home?
They're in Dodger Stadium.
Oh, you know who's really good at hitting home runs in Dodger Stadium?
Who?
Christian Walker.
Oh,
of the Astros.
Is he healthy?
I think so.
He's playing baseball.
As far as I know.
Yeah. Okay. we'll see where that all kind of turns. This is all leading up, obviously, to Dodgers-Giants, which comes up in a few weeks from now, that weekend series against San Francisco before the All-Star game in Atlanta. That's what's going on there. Let me give a little lineup read and go into what we got coming up as far as that's concerned. Giants, of course, throwing out tonight, 6:15, like I said, 6:45 first pitch. Justin Verlander makes his return off the paternity list, so he's back in the starting rotation. So Verlander, who, by the way, we are in end of June. He is looking for his first win as a Giant.
Oh.
He's been snake bit, as we say, in terms of trying to get a win as a San Francisco
Has he really
Giant.
not gotten a win yet?
He has not gotten a win
my
on
goodness.
record. A couple of times the Giants have really blown some of his games where he was in line to win and the bullpen really let him down. Giants lineup will look like this. Mike Yastrzemski leading it off, then Rafi Devers, Elliot Ramos. Wilmer Flores is going to be playing first again. Jung-Hoo Lee in the 5 spot. Willie Adames in the 6 spot. Casey Schmidt, who's been red hot, bats 7th and plays 3rd. Patrick Bailey will be in the 8 spot. And they're going to start Christian Haas at 2nd and in the 9 spot. So that's what kind of really what the lineup looks like for the Giants in the next few weeks until Matt Chapman comes back from his hand injury. He's expected to return in the Oakland series, yes, the Athletic series on 4th of July weekend. So we'll see how that turns out. So another 3 games for Rafi Devers to see if we can put one in the bay. He already hit a home run over the weekend. All right, I just named the lineup for tonight's matchup. Let's go a little around the horn real quick on homer prediction. Who we got hitting a home run tonight for the Giants before we go? Asa, why don't you start?
I'm gonna say Rafi.
Rafi gets one. Amara, do you got a home run prediction?
Well, I'd hope none of them, but if I have to pick, I'll go with Rafi.
Yeah, biggest eye roll. Okay, Rafi. Julia, what about you? Who's hitting a homer tonight?
I think Yaz.
Yaz? I'm not at this ballpark, so he's not going to hit one. So
What?
He always hits a home run when I'm there. I've already.
That's true. That's true. I couldn't hear you at first.
No, you're good. No, you can pick Yaz. Yaz is fine. Tanvir, what do you got?
Yeah, Wilmer's going yard today.
Wilmer.
Okay.
Jorge would love it. I got Elliot. Elliot Ramos is going to go deep tonight, and he's going to go Oppo over the arcade. Guys, a lot of fun this last hour. Appreciate it. Great show as always. Thanks for doing what you're doing, guys. Great job as always. Coming up next, Giants baseball on 1430. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, this is Marcus McMahon.